trying to watch the stream
good
right
now.
We've had extreme technical difficulties.
Yeah,
but we should be back on track at this point.
Okay.
Sorry.
Should I do my whole Mr. Smith thing over again?
No.
No. They can hear it on radio, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So
Remember radio?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the key thing to note here is that I was not the one, and this is important because this is now.
Let me help you cut to the chase.
This is like a company issue.
Let me help you cut to the chase.
I was not the breaker in.
Someone else broke out the sandwiches.
Yes. I did not start the breakout. I did not see sealed sandwiches in the fridge and go,
yeah, but as we said yesterday, the window was broken, so you took the TV.
Exactly.
You didn't break the window, but you took the TV.
Here's the thing: if we're on a walk
Pretty
outside,
good
no, it's more like this: if we're on a walk outside and you find $20 on the ground and you pick it up and put it in your pocket, no one calls you a thief. You're not a thief. You found $20.
That's because someone obviously lost that.
Yeah, it'd be like you pulling the 20 out of a wallet.
You found someone else's sandwiches in a kitchen area
that they had placed. That someone had placed these sandwiches there. I came
which
across
you assumed
them.
was for you.
Yeah, of course, I
In the
assumed it was for
private
everybody.
kitchen. The private kitchen.
Yes, it is the private
Yeah,
kitchen.
this is not right. This is not the public kitchen.
Crucially,
It's a staging area.
and crucially, I dropped my pen.
Oh my God.
They were for me. They were for all of us.
Okay, but here's the thing we didn't explore yesterday that I realized I rewatched the stream because I thought, oh, what a funny segment. Then watching back, I realized another way Andrew was wrong in what he did was he went and he
that would be the first way I'm wrong.
The whole point of like we're all gonna have lunch together is you set the sandwiches out and everyone kind of gets to pick at the same time, right?
Yeah.
But he got in there and he got his Italian sandwiches first and he closed that opportunity off from other people.
What an absurd take.
You're a sandwich blocker.
Okay, if it's an absurd take, why did you put 2 sandwiches back, mister?
Because I thought it
plural
was
sandwiches.
because I thought that was a lot of sandwiches to take.
2 is a lot. If you're having a moral
2 is fine. 4 is a lot. 2 is just fine.
Now there were 4 containers back there.
Yeah.
And 4 of the platters had been compromised. So if one was opened, me personally, the etiquette would be not to open the rest.
A new one.
That's the one
Yeah.
I'm going to dig
Right.
into.
Yeah.
and
Every
that's
one
what
of
I
them was
did.
compromised.
And that's what happened
Here's
here.
the mistake you're making, though. You have class and morals.
Gotcha.
See, this is where you're going awry.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
Wild West.
And to be clear,
When you
I'm
see
not the
3
one lacking
grown
class
men
and morals.
walking back to the staging kitchen with a plate and a fork in their hands,
Trouble.
you know something's going down.
Yeah.
Something's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was somebody else though that was pilfering before we got there.
For sure.
Because if all the other ones were open, we only saw the one that was on the counter that was open.
That means there's a bigger food crazed maniac than me in this building.
We
Or
should.
it
And that's a
means that you
problem.
got
the
to them
cameras.
first.
We can check the cameras.
Now with that,
We'll get with
David.
Robert and we'll run the
Andrew's
film
like-
back.
Yeah.
Andrew's like, don't look at the evidence.
Come now with that.
Yeah, I mean, we can figure it out.
We can, but that wouldn't be any fun.
Hey,
I
did you
wanna
enjoy
know.
the sandwiches though? Were they good before anyone could get to them? Were they delicious?
I didn't really like him.
Oh my god.
You didn't even like the sandwiches?
It's
Good thing you only took 2.
Is that why you brought 2 back, you son of a bitch?
No,
That's it.
because the 2 went back in before I ever ate the
Yeah,
first 2.
yeah, he did. No, I
Are
saw
you
it.
sure?
I saw that. Yes,
All right.
he had them on the plate, and then he put 2 back before he had ever left and eaten them. So,
From
yeah.
what platter though? Were they the bacon clubs?
No,
No, it was the
it
Italian
was the other one, the
sandwiches
Italian one that was out.
that
Gotcha,
inexplicably had pickles on them, which is like a bad choice for an Italian sandwich. Put pickles on it. Ugh.
Okay, once in a while, Andrew will bring in like donuts or something from QT or Casey's, and it's very nice. But what if you brought in those donuts and someone opened them up and took a couple, and then when confronted, we're like, it's for everybody? How mad would you be?
Well, I'm not bringing in a dozen donuts for me to eat myself.
So if someone got in there before you were like, hey, please enjoy, you would be fine with it, is what you're saying.
That's what I brought them for. That's what they're here
Let's
for.
say that you brought them.
I don't put people on trial.
Let's say you brought them for the DGS.
Right.
And you went back to the staging kitchen to steal sodas as you do. And you
No.
and you left it
I
there
was
by
not the
mistake.
reason they had to lock that up.
And you left it there by mistake. And someone, let's just call him Fred Bottomer, opens up the donuts and takes one. And then someone else, I don't know, Patty, takes another couple of them. And then you come back there and you're like, these were for the DGS.
I mean, I would think that, but I also would I would rationalize the fact that we're not going to eat 5 donuts each. Most of the time I bring them in, no one even touches them. So it's like, okay, we can all enjoy. It was a
They're
gesture.
usually sweaty.
Oh, really?
Well, they've had to travel all the way across
Yeah,
state lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you believe
In my
proper
pocket.
etiquette would be in the situation, though?
Of what? The donuts?
Nah, I'm going back to the sandwiches.
Going back to sandwiches?
Did you
Yeah.
make a mistake?
I don't think I made a mistake. I got to double down on this, you guys. I have to
Man.
double down, sandwich style.
See, to me, the
because
etiquette is
I was like, oh, I bet these sandwiches are for every. Now I hedged. I will confess to hedging, and that's why I put the 2 sandwiches
because
back.
you knew it was
'Cause
wrong.
You knew it was wrong.
Because I
And-
didn't know it was wrong, but I thought there was a chance.
And like I said earlier,
Okay, Trump.
you didn't. The playing field is level when the sandwiches are set out, and it's like, hey guys, lunch is ready. Come and get it. But you got in there first. Do you think you're a little wrong for cutting in front of the entire office and getting it first?
She raises a good point.
No.
Why do you think that's okay for you to do? But like, if everyone did that, then there would be no point to setting the sandwiches out.
Maybe there's not. I don't know. This is
He
the
was
thing.
hungry in the moment. Like
This is the
hunger
thing.
takes over
This is
your
the thing.
everything.
The
right?
argument that you're looking at dozens of identical sandwiches and that someone would cut in line to rob someone else of the chance to
No.
pick out their
It's
sandwich
not
first.
dozens of identical
is
ones. You
absurd.
admitted that 4 was too much and you needed to put 2 back because there was
You
a
were
limited
worried.
amount of Italian sandwiches.
There
But
was
they-
a chance.
But they were identical. The sandwiches were identical.
But you still cut in line to get like you got in there before it was time to do it. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I just don't think it matters.
Were you there when the other sandwiches were compromised?
No,
No.
I was not. We have no
Whoever did
idea.
that,
who did.
yeah, whoever
like I
did
said,
that was gone
when we
before we
got
got there.
when we got there, the sandwiches were out of the fridge, on the counter, opened completely.
Yeah.
So that was the situation that we were looking at.
This is accurate.
That is as free sandwich as it gets.
I think the only person that was really hurt in this was GSM Patty,
And I do feel bad about that.
who
I
really
do feel
wanted
bad.
to commence the breaking of bread,
Yeah.
and you took that from her.
I did not take that
Andrew.
from her. Someone else took that from her, and I would like to know who it was. I support.
Oh my gosh.
He's like,
I'm
there is-
actually getting mad.
I support watching the footage. You guys said you want to watch the
You
footage.
should be Trump's spokesperson.
He's doing exactly what Hank said
He
did.
did the same thing as what the
I'd
first
like to
person
know
did.
who this-
Exactly. He's like from I Think You Should Leave. He's like wearing the hot dog suit. Like we all want to know who did this.
I'm
Dude,
dying to
it's
know.
you.
I'm dying to know who got me in all this trouble. It was whoever got into those sandwiches first, ripping into the bag like a beast and flipping the lids.
I'll have him pull the tapes.
That's what we'll do.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
And we will
Who done it?
publish those tapes.
What if it was Rachel?
It 100%
Yeah,
was not
no
me.
chance.
I would love to know what people on the stream
J'accuse.
think. You guys are our jury. You let us know what you think. Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Charles.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes to the IRS. Billions in tax relief is now being made available to struggling taxpayers, giving thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in savings away to those who qualify. If you're facing wage garnishment, threatening letters, audits, liens, levies, or already in a payment plan, you can now expedite the resolution to your tax problem, end collections, and even qualify to reduce a large portion of what you owe. Stop IRS Debt has established a relief hotline for you to call to check what savings and options you qualify for. Dial 800-759-3413. With many people facing job loss and rising cost of living, these special IRS initiatives are designed to aid delinquent taxpayers with the relief that they need to get a fresh start. For a free consultation to see what savings you qualify for, call 800-759-3413. 800-759-3413. 800-759-3413.
Warmer spring weather is right around the corner, and now is the time to plan your home's exterior renovation project. Banner Construction is booking now for homeowners to be first in line for beautiful James Hardy siding and Pella replacement windows. Beat the price increases and plan your project now. Visit bannerconstruction.com or call 314-569-1050 to get a free in-home design and estimate. Call 314-569-1050 and have a banner day.
There are some people out there that don't think vitamins work or even do damage. I'm never going to convince you to buy Neoviten. For the rest of us who look at most of the modern medical studies and the doctors and the scientists say, yeah, duh. I mean, this is our fuel. We don't get enough of it from our modern diet. We certainly don't get enough of it going through drive-thrus and door dashing. So we have a nutritional bucket that we need to fill each day so that we are fully functioning human beings, fully functioning skin and bone machines. So the Neoviten recipe, 20 different ingredients, 20 different vitamins, antioxidants, omega-3 fish oils are our best educated guess at what we need. If that changes throughout the year, we will make a change in it. But this is our best, again, educated guess by doctors and scientists, what we need. It costs less than $1 a day. A portion of that is going to go to cancer research in honor of our founder, Ken Ribicki, who beat pancreatic cancer about 20 years ago. You can find it on the shelves at Schnucks and Dierbergs. And if you forget that, or if you prefer online, you can do it at neoviten.com.
Hi, my name is Christina Straight, the owner of Straight Realty, and I'm asking you, what do you want in a realtor? Do you want experience? I've been a broker for over 21 years. Do you want to know how much I've sold? I've sold over $500 million, yes, $1 billion with a B, in sales. Do you want value? I now list properties for only 2%. So, if you're looking for all these things and want the best, then call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
St. Louis, the wait is over. Your Battlehawks return home on Sunday, April 6th. Get your tickets now at UFLBattlehawks.com and go full battle rattle. The St. Louis Battlehawks home opener, Sunday, April 6th. All tickets available at UFLBattlehawks.com.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at $119. Take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and tell them that KMOX sent you. Spell it forward, spell it backward. It's always the same, Zero Res.
The Chris and Amy Show. Weekdays starting at 9 on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Devin Evans, cool name, says, I can't with Andrew. And Doug Jackson says, Andrew's innocent. The deciding factor was they were out of the refrigerator, on the counter open, case closed.
Juror number 1.
Not in this facility. It's not
Juror
true.
number 1.
And I get it. Doug doesn't know the difference between the little secure
Right and
kitchen
wrong.
and the big kitchen.
Juror, well, would you please, Foreman, would you please render your verdict?
Guilty.
He said case closed.
Who?
Doug.
Yeah, and Andrew went in and favorited the comment. It's like, dude,
That's jury tampering.
Yeah.
You can't tamper with the jury.
Yeah, he's already playing games.
I do get what Doug's saying, but like Wheels mentioned, there's
Context.
Yeah, it's context, and of working here, that is not the spot where you know it's free food.
That's not
for
the free
everyone.
food area.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the area where they put the food when they don't want people to take stuff.
Counterpoint. First
something-
of all, no, never. That's been the case. I don't know where you're getting that from. Counterpoint. Anywhere is the spot with free food if there's free food in it,
No.
which there was.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sandwiches were
no
for
one
everyone.
has asked you, Wheels, why didn't you take a sandwich?
Mostly because I didn't think they were for everyone, and
That
also
is not true.
also I wanted the leftover Rosalitas more.
Yeah, that's what you
I
said
mean-
at the time.
No, that's the truth. That's the truth. But also, I didn't know for sure that they were free. If I don't know for sure, see, that's my rule. If I don't know for sure, I'm gonna let it sit there.
Let it simmer.
Probably seems like a crazy rule to you.
If I don't know
This
it's free, I'm gonna let it be.
This must be what it's like.
That's how I'm gonna be.
railroaded into confessing to a crime you didn't commit.
It's a witch hunt.
This is a witch
It's
hunt.
a witch hunt.
Sandwich hunt.
The most
Yeah.
persecuted producer in KMOX history.
Yes. I'm going to start making tweets like your favorite producer, quote, parentheses me.
Yeah, that's funny. My goodness.
How
How did all that happen?
I'm just still a little mystified why Andrew is on his moral high ground about the initial person who got into the bag of sandwiches and ripped it open. They're awful.
Because I
But
fully
him coming in after the fact
true
is
because
totally fine.
I fully believe that. I fully believe that what
Of
that
course
person
you
did,
do.
what that person did was wrong. Because look, they're the reason that I'm in this mess. They did that
the
to me.
best analogy is January 6th.
Yeah.
You weren't the one that broke down the door,
Mhm.
but you definitely went in for a little
Storm that
look-see.
Capitol.
I'll go in for a look-see.
And then you took 4 pieces of memorabilia and thought, this could be wrong. I'm putting 2 back.
And then I slung Nancy Pelosi's coat over
you
my
headed
back.
out.
And I
Yeah,
said,
he said,
And then
I'm going to
you're
put the
coming home.
podium down, but
And then
I'm
you-
taking the
you
coat.
didn't even
You're coming
enjoy
home with
Nancy
Papa.
Pelosi's podium. You didn't
Yeah.
even like the sandwiches.
Then I got it home and I was like, this podium does not fit in my house at all.
Yeah,
It's going to
about
throw
right.
this in the trash.
it's about right.
Let me tell you guys about Dr. Corey Solman, orthopedic surgeon. He's a Midwest orthopedic and spine specialist. Have a couple people in our lives who are having pretty major orthopedic surgery. And I mean, I see it on TikTok all the time. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like they'll show it and they'll show them like putting all the implements out and all the hammers and the screws and the betadine. And it's just like, it really brings home like, oh, this really happens when you are going in for an orthopedic surgery. You're getting a damn orthopedic surgery. So you need someone who's great in the operating room. You need someone who has a great relationship with the nursing staff and the anesthesiologist and so forth and so on. You can't find a medical person in St. Louis who doesn't love Dr. Corey Solman. He's also very easy to talk to, very cool, a very charming, very funny guy. He's going to make young people feel comfortable and old people feel comfortable. So you can't go wrong with Corey. 636-231-5881 or SolmanOrthopedics.com.
St. Louis, your drive home just got a whole lot better. Introducing Redbird Rush Hour, weeknights at 5. Get the latest local news, up-to-the-minute traffic, and exclusive St. Louis Cardinals insights, all in one power-packed hour. Whether you're stuck in traffic or cruising home, stay informed and stay connected to your city and your team. The Redbird Rush Hour, weeknights at 5, on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
It's time now for Dave Murray's weather, sponsored by Interpark Holdings.
All about sunshine going through our Wednesday afternoon. 66 should do it for the high. Tonight, clouds slowly take over, but the evening is just fine. 45 for the overnight low, evening temperatures dropping out of the 60s. On Thursday, opening day, partly sunny, breezy, but unsettled skies with scattered showers and a couple of thunder showers here and there. 72, a pop to 80 on Friday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
The easiest way to park on game day is to park with iParkit. iParkit has the best game day parking garages in St. Louis. 2 iParkit garages are on Clark Avenue, right next to the ballpark. Download the iParkit app and drive in and out using only your license plate. Use iParkit for convenience and peace of mind.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the 3rd leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case costs. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer. 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
One thing you got to love about Schnucks is the convenience. There are just so many Schnucks locations in the St. Louis area. I'm sure anywhere you hear my voice, you have access to a Schnucks, and you know you're going to get that consistency and that quality and good prices when you shop at Schnucks. Speaking of good prices, they recently lowered the prices of over 2,300 items across the store. So next time you're shopping, check your favorites, check the price tag, see if the price has gone down since the last time you were in store. Odds are a couple of them at least are included in that 2,300 items that had their prices lowered. And make sure you're using your Schnucks Rewards app every time you shop. It's really easy. I just type in my phone number at checkout. It connects to my rewards account, and I earn 2% cash back on every single thing that I purchase. It also shows you personalized savings based on what you typically buy at Schnucks and tons of other digital offers and coupons as well. Check out the weekly ad, do curbside pickup or delivery. It's all so great. It's so streamlined, and it makes your grocery shopping experience better. Just go to your app store today and download the Schnucks Rewards app.
Cardinals fans, the wait is finally over. Baseball is back.
Now the pitch.
Join us tomorrow, starting at 9, for a full day of Cards coverage, featuring insights from management, broadcasters, alumni, and more. At 1:35, it's time for the opening day pregame ceremonies, and at 3:15, the Cards and Twins kick off the 2025 campaign on your home of the St. Louis Cardinals. 11:20 a.m., 104.1 FM, KMOX.
There's nothing like opening day here in St. Louis.
Tomorrow, the Cards, the Twins.
Opening day is like a holiday.
Cameron Total Access 135.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on 104.1 FM KMOX. Well, at least someone has some sense to them. He'll probably get in trouble for it. Marco Rubio was just giving a press conference on Haiti and was asked a question about Signalgate and said that obviously someone made a very big mistake.
There you go.
Okay. Caroline Levitt, I was just furious watching her, as I always am, just the gaslighter in chief. And look, not everything the Trump administration does is wrong.
No.
Not everything the Biden administration did was right. But right is right, wrong is wrong, gaslighting is gaslighting. And she was saying that it's insincere outrage. Well, Caroline, I'm outraged. The only people that matter are not Caitlin Collins and Peter Gallagher. We matter. We are your boss. You all just forget that. There are 330 million of us and maybe 1,000 of you. And I am truly outraged. I wasn't outraged by the mistake. I was disappointed. I think that's foreseeable when you hire an alcoholic weekend anchor on Fox to run the biggest organization in the world. But I wasn't outraged. I am outraged about the lies. That pisses me off because that puts us in danger and you are treating us like we're fools. They also, the first thing she did was blame Biden for about 5 minutes. This has nothing to do with Biden.
No.
You want to talk about how Biden failed the country militarily? We can do that.
Sure.
You want to talk about the humiliating withdrawal from Afghanistan? I'm with you.
100%.
You want to talk about how he didn't handle the Houthis? Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. But that had nothing to do with this.
No.
He's out watching Gunsmoke and soaking his feet. So don't talk to me about Joe Biden. And then she talked about how the only thing that matters is the outcome. And the outcome was good. Well, you are a fool. If you, I'm going to say lived this many years on life, she's only 27, that if you really think that outcome is the only thing that matters, the process doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you get to somewhere. It only matters how it turns out. That is absolutely not true.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. And once they said that it wasn't classified, Goldberg, the journalist, said, okay, well, here it is. Here are the texts. And now they're out there. And how terrible does Tulsi Gabbard look? yesterday when she couldn't remember anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a lawyer. I can tell you how that works. That's what you say so you don't commit perjury. But you still look like a sub-intelligent person when you don't remember something as big as this from just a couple of weeks ago. And she was saying like, oh, I don't remember any sort of weapons. Oh, how about an F-18? How about tomahawks? I don't remember anything specific on time. Oh, what about 1:15 p.m.? You know, it's just it is what it looks like. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, and it's just an absolute miss. Not only would I not be talking about this right now, no one would be talking about this right now. And if they were, then you know that they are being insincere, partisan, liberal hacks. If you just came out on day one and said what Marco Rubio just said, obviously a big mistake was made. We're going to change the processes. We're going to learn from this and it won't happen again. Okay. Everyone makes mistakes. I've made 10 mistakes today. We all make mistakes. Not that big, but we do. But it's how you handle them afterwards. Thoughts? I just had to get that out of my face.
It looks like it was specifically Michael Waltz. Reading the texts, it says that Michael Waltz was the person who added him to the group.
And then I said nice thing about Waltz yesterday. I take them back.
Yeah.
Because he went on a tour last night talking about how Goldberg was, and I'm quoting, a loser scum and who probably deliberately put himself into the chat. Okay.
How?
One more thing, Rach. If your secure chat talking about an attack in the Middle East can be so easily infiltrated, maybe that's a mistake too.
Yeah. Am I the only one who's wondering who Jeffrey Goldberg was supposed to be on the chat?
I had that same thought.
Like, you would think someone would notice, hey, we have 18 members here, but only 17 members that normally talk about this. Or JG, who is that supposed to be who Jeffrey was added in place of? You got to double check these things. I wouldn't describe myself as outraged. I'm used to this kind of stuff from this administration, but it is it's indefensible. There's no way to go like, here's why it was okay, guys. And yet they're still making that effort to be like, it was fine, but it's Jeffrey Goldberg's fault that we added him and he tattled on us and he should have just kept his mouth shut. Well, he's a journalist. I mean, that's kind of what you have to deal with when you add him to the group chat.
And saying things about Biden. I think Tashara Jones has been a bad mayor, and I think she's going to lose. And if Kara Spencer wins and takes over, and in 2 months, Kara Spencer does something really stupid, it's not Tashara Jones's fault.
That's right. And if she blames Tashara, we will call
her out. 100%.
Yeah. This stuff that you're seeing from all of them now, this coordinated fight back, this is the definition of bullying. And the definition of cowardice. These people will not put themselves on an equal footing with someone asking them questions. They will only go on friendly outlets. And don't get me wrong, that happens with Democrats too, and I hate it. But if you notice, when someone's got their ass in a ringer, when they will only go on with people that will kiss that ass, and they will never put themselves in a room against somebody that can actually ask them legitimate questions and they'll be allowed to follow up freely. They will only go into a position where they can say, I'm not talking about that. I think that person's an idiot. And they're not going to be challenged by Jesse Waters because Jesse wants to be their friend. Just like if you go on MSNBC and you're a friend of Rachel Maddow, she's not going to grill you. Like, that's why they go on where they do. And when you see that behavior, look at it for what it is. It's fear. They do not want to be questioned by someone that has the skills to do it or the desire to do it because they know they screwed up. They just want to go somewhere where someone's going to kiss their butt and protect them. That's what they're doing. And if you recognize that, if you're only going to go where people are going to cover for you, that tells us what you think about what you did. You know you screwed up. I don't know. Maybe I'm more bold than other people. But my thought on any of these things, politics, sports, whatever, anywhere, any place, anytime. If you have questions for me about anything that I'm supposed to know, anywhere, any place, anytime, let's go. I don't need to be protected. I don't need softball questions. And if I can't handle it, I don't deserve the position that I'm in.
I agree. Yeah, then she, in the middle of all this stuff, really important things, she gives a shout out to Dave Portnoy.
I think he had I didn't watch his video, but I did see on Twitter earlier that he posted about it. And I think if I'm not mistaken, he was being critical of the administration's response to this, because just by the replies I saw, people were like, oh, come on, Dave, you know, it wasn't classified. It wasn't a big deal. So I don't know if she was being asked about it. But it's like, why do you feel the need to be like, I have the utmost respect for Mr. Dave Portnoy? Like, who cares? He's the Barstool guy.
No kidding.
Who cares?
I mean, he's a successful businessman, but come on.
Because he is one of the conduits to their people.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, you knew that before I said it, but that's it. They only care about their people, which now I'm getting kind of pie in the sky, because I know the Democrats have a way of doing things. Republicans have a way of doing things. Libertarians, Green Party, I get it. You have an agenda. You think you have a mandate. But the one thing I do know about the country that I live in today, hasn't always been this way, is it's a 50-50 country. You know, I just think that it's one thing to say, hey, Democrats, we won and we're going to implement our policies and you're just going to have to deal with it. Fair. It's another to treat half the country like they're losers and scum. Quoting. That's not okay.
When that person didn't do anything to be in this position.
It's an American
They were placed
citizen.
in the position.
It's an American citizen.
Yeah.
Don't call an American citizen a loser and a scum because you're a dumbass. Put them on a text stream.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. And by the way, if you're in that position, you probably shouldn't be calling names like that anyway.
No.
You know, if you're Joe Sports Guy or you're Dave Portnoy on Barstool and you want to get into it, go ahead. But I always thought like the Secretary of Defense, the president, senators, Congress people were supposed to be the ones that were the grown-ups.
Yes.
And not in the mudslinging schoolyard name-calling nonsense. But obviously that changed quite a bit here in the last 5-6 years.
Yep. I agree. Okay. Glad I got that off my chest. Thank you.
The KMOX First Pitch Breakfast presented by Budweiser is Thursday and features an unfiltered conversation with the Cardinals Hall of Famer Vince Coleman. Tables are on sale now and include a delicious breakfast buffet, bottomless mimosas, Bloody Marys, and an ice-cold Budweiser. Plus, you'll get 2 free tickets to Saturday's Cards-Twins game. Start this unofficial holiday with KMOX, Budweiser, Overhead Door Company, St. Louis Composting, Rally House, and Dirt Cheap. Get 20% off your table now by using the code KMOX. Everything you need at KMOX.com/events.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
So I've always thought this is pretty cool. One of the reasons that Mike keeps his prices low, one, he just wants to sell a volume business with flooring. But the other is that, and I thought this was really smart. He told me this 24 years ago. He said, Dave, think about it. Almost no one just buys flooring. Because if flooring is your primary purchase, we all know how families work. Your spouse or the kids or someone says like, wow, the flooring's great. Now the couch looks like crap. So you end up going to a furniture store, or it can go the other way around, that you buy new furniture. And then it's like, boy, it's way too nice. Maybe we need to get some hardwood. So Mike tries to take it easy on you. He really does. So that whatever your budget is, and he's not dumb. If what he's selling you is $2,000, and you say my budget's $2,000, he can't go to $1,700. But my point is, whatever your budget is, realistically, he's going to try to come in under that, and he usually can, especially if your budget is based on another company, because they are overcharging you. So we're going to look great if you go get a bid from someone else. 3 locations are around town. Mention me when you walk into one of them. michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hello, Stacy again from Fairwinds Rivers Edge Senior Living, telling you about our spring special. Move by the end of April and get a great discount off 3 months rent. Not ready to move? No better time than the present to start planning. Come experience the environment at our 50s sock hop featuring Trilogy on Thursday, April 17th. RSVP to 636-754-2317 or visit us online at fairwindsriversedge.com.
Farming's hard. To feed the world, farmers have to work the land, brave the elements, and fight the battle against weeds. Weeds reduce crop yields, so prices go up and everybody gets less to eat. But 50 years ago, farmers got a new tool to fight weeds. Glyphosate. It kills weeds while protecting the harvest. Time and again, it has been approved by the EPA and by leading regulatory bodies around the world. It helps enable practices that reduce erosion and keep soil healthy, which is good for the earth. Farming's hard, but it's a little easier with glyphosate. Learn more at go.bayer.com/glyphosate. Paid for by Bayer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 148. So we have an update on Sandwichgate. Charles has checked out the tape, and we have 3 people who entered.
Suspects.
Probable criminals.
Likely guilty.
All over but the crying. 3 people who entered the kitchen and who could have taken the sandwiches out and left them for innocent Andrew to walk by and steal. The 3 people are Mark Cox.
Oh.
Kim St. Ange.
Oh.
And this one hurts me. Amy Mark scores.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is unbelievable. I'm literally shocked.
Andrew is bouncing in his
web
seat.
we weave.
I'm literally stunned. I'm stunned. I'm shocked. I'm disappointed.
Let's just go ahead and call it now. There's Amy.
It has to be Amy.
I'm having a really hard time picturing Amy like ripping open, like getting into the fridge, getting the bag out, ripping it open, and getting the sandwiches out.
I was wondering, we got to figure out what order they went in there.
Yeah.
Because Amy might be in the Andrew boat where she went over there and saw that things were open.
Could
and
be.
when we think about the timing, Amy's on the air during that time doing the Chris and Amy show where Mark and Kim are leaving for the day not too long after that, right? Because they're done.
But see, that also doesn't really make sense to me. If they are on their way out, it seems very strange to me to dig into
take a sandwich home with them.
Yeah. But we also don't know, what we don't know is what time all of this happened, right?
I think we do.
Were the sandwiches, because we went up there at about 11, right? So they were out.
Yeah.
So they were out at about 11. So, were the sandwiches dug into at 8 a.m.? Were they dug into at 9 a.m.? All we know is it was before 11.
Okay. Putting on my thinking cap.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to steal something, I'm going to put it back. Right? Like if there are sandwiches in the fridge and I pull them out and I take them, I'm not leaving them out.
Yeah, you're gonna recover them and you're gonna put them back in the fridge.
Yes.
It almost seems like someone who is in charge of the sandwiches went and got them out and then walked away, and then someone.
Oh, that could be. So somebody didn't dig them out of the fridge. They saw them wrapped and sealed and was like, I'm just going to break into these.
I'm having a hard time with someone like taking it out of the fridge and then digging into the closed bag of sandwiches.
You know why you're having a hard time?
Why is that?
Because you're innocent.
It's a disgusting crime. And you don't want to think that your friends did it. But there are only a couple of people who had the authority to take the sandwiches out.
Correct.
Charles and Patty.
Correct.
Charles, it wasn't Charles. I don't think it was Patty. Because she would have probably said, I put them out there.
Unless they were like, Trisha, will you go get those out of the fridge? I don't know.
It just feels like
there's a bunch of people who could have maybe put them on the counter for a second.
But it feels like if that were the case, kind of like I'm kind of with Dave here, that if that were the case, Patty probably would have said something at the time, right? Like, I knew I shouldn't have set these out. These maniacs ripped into them.
What if it was Patty?
she would notice the crime,
That'd
done
be a
the
real
time.
M. Night Shyamalan kind of thing, wouldn't it?
This would be the twist of the century.
Have you guys seen this crazy KFC ad?
Oh my gosh, hold on. Charles just answered me. He said he believes the theft could have happened as early as 5 a.m.
Well, then.
Well,
that blows this case wide open.
Well, I think it centers us in on a couple of suspects.
Yeah.
Who might happen to be in the building around 5 a.m.
I mean, Amy's not here at 5
Now,
a.m.
that said, I don't know if there's a camera in that room.
Right.
Could be just seeing them walking the halls because they could have just gotten Rosalita's.
I think the nearest camera is probably because we don't have a solid suspect yet. I think the nearest camera is going to be at the front desk. So you're looking for anybody who's going in that direction at pre 11 a.m.
I just got a text. I don't like it all.
Who's it from?
Guess.
Amy?
Trish.
Trish?
Did you remind everyone how you stole Becky's cake during
Well,
these conversations?
I was going to bring up the pumpkin bread. I mean, it is a little rich that we're going in so hard on Andrew when Dave did straight up steal the
I'll
pumpkin
just ask
bread.
you one question. Where was the pumpkin bread?
It was on the counter.
It was in the
kitchen
public
counter.
area.
It was on the free counter.
Yeah,
that was
it really
quick, that was a
was.
quick case.
Yep. That's true.
And I admitted to it.
Yeah.
You did. You did. And you did admit that it was wrong.
Yes.
And replaced it, right?
And replaced it.
And you replaced
Yes.
it forthwith.
I bring her an apple cake every week. And have been for a year and a half.
It's in his contract.
Such is the debt.
I only get paid in apple cakes. Bonus on pumpkin cakes.
She hands you an apple cake and she cuts off a slice for herself, like, and one for me.
Okay, the KFC commercial.
Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen this?
I don't think I have.
So this is going to mean very little to anyone who hasn't seen it, but Google it. People are calling it Kentucky Fried Cannibal because in this weird television ad, a guy's in the jungle, sees a chicken, is confronted by a cult who takes him and dips him in a gravy pond, holds him under until he stops breathing. You can see the bubble stop.
What?
Yes. And then they pull him out and he's a chicken leg and they eat him.
It's very bizarre.
Somebody on an acid trip when they wrote that?
Did you see this? Have you seen this one, Rach?
I did, and
Okay.
it was super weird. And I thought, who was in charge? It was some company called like Happy or something. I think it's a different company than usually does KFC's advertising. Some experimental like digital collab they did, but it was very, very odd, and it just made me wonder, like, who is going to watch this and go, you know what I want?
Give me some chicken.
I want some KFC now.
Yep. Trisha's saying I only admitted it because I was on tape.
They did check the tapes.
Hey, that doesn't invalidate an admission, though.
I think my admission came before the tape. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I think she saw the tape because we wanted to see how funny it was, and it was very funny.
It was pretty funny.
You like just walked by, and, like you didn't
Yeah.
even stop walking. You just walked by and snatched it.
Well, what's funny about it is there are two sides to the kitchen counter. One is where the food goes, and the other is where you put like books and things that we don't want, you know, like koozies or what have you. And so it was on that side, like, hey, we don't want this, just take it. And it was the morning of like Thanksgiving, I think, which I didn't put together. And I came in, then I had to go to an appointment. I'm like, oh, look at that, an apple cake.
I thought it was a pumpkin bread.
It was like
a beautiful ornate bread. I
okay,
thought.
it wasn't that great.
It was gorgeous, right? No,
It was. It
I
was
never even
just-
saw it.
It was just stunning, you know? It was like someone obviously put a lot of thought and care into that.
And then I kept it. And then I spray painted it gold. And I put it out in this breezeway room I have.
Mhm.
And either a raccoon or a neighbor broke in and tried to eat it. And it was just like all over the place.
That was me. Sorry.
I thought it was for everybody.
Hey, it was out on the counter.
This golden bread's for everyone.
Finally, a trophy bread. Hey, if you guys have been thinking about retirement, which if you haven't, you better start, even if you're only 40, 45, 50 years old, because take it from me, it sneaks up on you, and you don't want to be woulda, shoulda, coulda kind of stuff. So you have a couple of choices. Three, to my mind. You can do your own research, valid, but a lot. You might get something wrong. You can go to lunch with a financial planner and go through that whole awkwardness, or you can go to a seminar. And other people have seminars. Financial and tax architects have one called Retirement Planning 101, 3-hour seminar held a couple of times per month at colleges and libraries around town. There will be a fiduciary there that's going to have decades of experience. They're going to do a 3-hour, 30,000-foot overview of retirement so that every question you have will be answered. You can bring your spouse. You can bring another couple, as many people as you want. You don't have to pay any money ever. It's just a seminar to let you know where you stand and see if anyone can help you. 314-350-8110 is the number you call to reserve your space. 350-8110 for financial and tax architects. 314-350-8110.
Hi, I'm Dr. Colleen Bosler, and I'd like to introduce our newest associate, Dr. Adam Voss.
Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Voss, the newest addition to the Audiology Center. I'm very excited to join this amazing team. I'm a St. Louis native, graduated from Washington University School of Medicine, and I'm passionate about hearing healthcare and connecting people back to the things that matter to them most: family, friends, music, or even their favorite British TV drama. At the Audiology Center, we care for our patients like our own family. If you ever need anything, come on by or call us and we will make sure to address questions or issues same day. My ultimate goal as your audiologist is to listen to your individual needs and guide you on your journey to improved hearing. There are a lot of audiologists in town, but only one Audiology Center. We might not know how to change a tire, but we know a thing or two about audiology. And I want our current and future patients to know that you can trust us with your hearing healthcare needs.
Thanks, Dr. Voss. The Audiology Center, 3 locations. Come visit us at theaudiologycenterstl.com for more information.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
You're leaving for work, but the garage door won't open. Is it the opener? Is the spring broken? Now you're late and your car is trapped. Well, don't panic. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis is here with same-day emergency service. They won't leave you stuck. The original Red Ribbon Garage Door Company, trusted in St. Louis since 1926. Call 314-781-5200 or schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
The Biz Dash returns as St. Louis's healthiest happy hour. Combining fitness and fun, it's a perfect team bonding activity for any size business. All levels of runners and walkers are welcome. Join us this spring at Energizer Park, home of St. Louis City SC, for the 10th year of the Biz Dash, the ultimate office party and kickoff to summer. Thursday, May 22nd at Energizer Park in downtown St. Louis. Create your company team today at stlbizdash.com.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it is a sunny sky, 63 degrees downtown at the Arch. St. Louis police officer Nathan Spees is released from Barnes Jewish Hospital with the police escort, being driven off in his own squad car. Chief Robert Tracy tells KMOX Spees is showing incredible resilience in his recovery.
I spoke with him this morning. As best as anyone's morale or mindset could be, he says he's going to fight. He's going to make sure he gets better. And just to see that, I believe him. I believe him because he's done it before, and you can see it in his face.
Spees was previously shot in the line of duty years ago. He was taken to an undisclosed location where he'll continue his recovery. He underwent 3 surgeries during his less than 2 weeks in the hospital, and his leg has been partially amputated. A crime bill is signed into law by Governor Kehoe.
Within 30 days, a transition director will be appointed, and within 90 days, a 5-person board will be assembled to oversee the St. Louis Police Department, taking away local control. Governor Kehoe thanked the police department and Chief Tracy.
They talk a lot about the St. Louis piece, but the reality is there's 24 other pieces that are incredibly important to law enforcement and to communities all across our state.
Kehoe will be in St. Louis tomorrow for opening day and will do a ceremonial signing of this bill at Police Union headquarters. Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The mayor of St. Louis released a statement moments after the bill was signed that says in part, quote, "From the very beginning, this bill has been a sham and the governor's signature represents nothing but disrespect for every Missouri voter which supported local control." Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has once again downplayed the group chat text messages that accidentally included a journalist.
As he was leaving Hawaii, the defense secretary doubled down on his denial.
Nobody's texting war plans.
And even seemed to deflect after The Atlantic published additional messages from the breach.
They even changed the title to attack plans because they know it's not war plans. There's no units, no locations, no routes, no flight paths, no sources, no methods, no classified information.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
The KMOX business desk, a key industrial metal, could become costlier for U.S. businesses. Jason Brooks has that.
Copper surged to an all-time high on reports that the Trump administration will accelerate a 25% tariff on copper imports. President Trump ordered the Commerce Department earlier this year to investigate possible tariffs on copper, and Bloomberg says that a decision is likely coming much sooner than expected. Known as Dr. Copper for its wide-ranging industrial applications, including semiconductors and circuit boards, copper hit a peak of $5.37 a pound and is up more than 30% in 2025.
The U.S. is set to enact reciprocal tariffs on its trading partners on April 2nd. The Dow from Stifel down 219 points right now to 42,368. We've got a stalled vehicle 70 east to 270. Some road work on 141 south at Creve Coeur Mill Road. That's got the right 2 lanes closed.
All about sunshine going through our Wednesday afternoon. 66 should do it for the high. Tonight, clouds slowly take over, but the evening is just fine. 45 for the overnight low. Evening temperatures dropping out of the 60s. On Thursday, opening day, partly sunny, breezy, but unsettled skies with scattered showers and a couple of thunder showers here and there. 72, a pop to 80 on Friday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. We've got sunshine. It is 63 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on 104.1 FM KMOX. So if you are watching on the stream, you see that we have our buddy Janelle here, Holy L, who does all of our entertainment and movie stuff, because at 3 p.m., her normal time on Thursdays, President Trump is going to do a press conference and giving everything that's going on in Washington. We think it could be spicy, so we're going to carry at least part of that. So Janelle's going to hang out with us for the half hour. There's also another person sitting here who would like to call a suspect. An update on Sandwichgate. So let me just walk you through today. Charles, who's the vice president of sales, was a witness, and he came in and he gave his testimony.
Yeah.
And Andrew did not back down. He absolutely maintains his innocence. In fact, I think he thinks he did someone a favor. We had them pull the tape, and there is video evidence of 3 people going into the setup kitchen who could have pulled out the sandwiches. Mm-hmm. Mark Cox, Kim St. Ange, and our very own Amy Markscores, who, to her credit, came right into the studio.
Oh, yeah. I was so excited about sandwich. Okay, I didn't know it was Sandwichgate because yesterday, to me, in real time, it was just sandwiches. So I was super excited. So Ron goes, "Oh my gosh, did you hear?" I go, "What?" He goes, and I'm going to be throwing people under the bus.
That's okay.
He said,
Yeah.
so
That's what this whole exercise is.
Part of the game.
During our show, he goes, Tina said they double ordered food yesterday or Monday, because of the Big FM launch. And Steve, our boss, had Rosalitas, which was so good, but someone else ordered sandwiches. And he said, anyway, Ron said, Tina told me that they double ordered food and there's tons of sandwiches in the back by her refrigerator, that we can eat because they're going to go bad. We double ordered. And I'm like, are you serious? Let's go. So Ranj and I marched back and opened the fridge, and lo and behold, all these sandwiches were there. So we open up the sandwiches, and Tammy came in, our security guard, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, well, I'm taking 2 turkey and avocado. And Tina's like, yeah, take a sandwich. And Tammy goes, oh, that looks good. And then Ranj took a different sandwich, and then we closed it back up, put it back in the fridge, and I went on with my day.
So when was this approximately?
Well, it was during the show. So it was before noon.
Okay.
Yeah, we would have been in there, like 11:30-ish. So it's before that, clearly.
When you guys were in there
think
opening the sandwiches, were you the first to open the sandwiches?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
So
I
we
think
can get rid of Mark Cox and Kim St. Ange.
I think because Ranj technically pulled out the sandwiches and opened it. I don't think they had been touched, but I can honestly say there were enough sandwiches that if 1 or 2 had been taken, I don't think I would have noticed. But I was under the impression that we were the first and that Tina had just told us.
How did Ranj evade the cameras?
Yeah, that's
He sent
interesting.
Amy.
No, he went with
was like,
Amy.
I followed him.
So we didn't get him
I go,
listed
"Where
on there.
are you
Maybe he and
going?"
Charles
He's a
have a deal.
vampire.
You know how he treats me like a little
Yes,
assistant or
we see
dog
it.
or something? 'Cause he was, I don't know
A
which
service
one.
dog.
A service dog. He's like, come here. I'm like, what are we doing? He's like, just follow. Just come on. That's what he did. Come on. I'm like, okay, Raj. And I just followed him because
she's Edith Bunker.
I don't know what I am, a dog.
Sandwiches. I like sandwiches.
And so I followed him, and you know how he does that elbows out walk?
Yeah.
I followed
That's his excited walk.
It is, and I was excited too. And so I was like, wow, thank you, Tina. So,
Andrew, grab Rachel's microphone there. Have you been following the conversation?
I have.
Okay. Did you realize now that it looks like the true
perpetrator
square one culprit is Ranj?
Yeah. I
would
think
it be
it's
Tina?
I was gonna say patient one might be Tina.
I don't think it was Tina. 'Cause
No,
I think Tina would say something. I think Tina would tell me. I think it was Chris.
But Tina told Chris.
She told Chris it was that they were there and it was open.
Because here's the thing, we're not snooping around in that back
entrapment,
refrigerator.
Nobody's ever back there.
No one's ever back there, and we were in the middle of a show. So how would Ranj know in the middle of a show? And it had to have been the last hour. It had to have been, but I can't
So-
remember. I don't remember what part of the show. 'cause-
Tina does want to see Chris's downfall. I think we all know that.
Okay, to be fair,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Which that's everybody in the office.
to be honest, Andrew, I didn't even think of that angle, and Tina was mad at Chris on Monday. She was pointing at him.
Oh,
It's all coming
saying
together.
He was in a bad mood.
Now we have motive.
Yeah,
Nice.
we do have a
But then,
motive.
then we got to get to though. What did Ranj do before that to make her mad?
She said he had a bad attitude.
Oh well, that's every day. So.
Yeah. See, this is the thing.
That's
This
what
is the
I
thing.
said. I said that's every day. That's just Ron.
The reason I said with so much confidence that that she wants Chris's downfall is because we all want Chris's downfall. I'm not sure that Janelle has met Chris,
And
she's
probably,
like, I mean,
yeah.
if he had a downfall, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah. But I tell you what, like
He may not have done anything to deserve it today,
Yeah.
but that's just like that we know of.
You know who
right?
you are? You're Kato Kalin.
Oh my gosh, I remember Kato.
You're in the summer house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Ron-
you
You didn't really do the
Ron
crime.
walked by, banged on the wall.
Yeah, you didn't
Yeah.
really do the crime, but you might have known who did.
Yeah. And I'm Robert Kardashian. Is that his name? Where I hid the bag? I probably threw his plate away too.
Probably so.
Yeah.
You probably did.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I generally have the most guilty conscience of anyone ever. But I don't even feel guilty because I was so excited about the sandwiches yesterday when I found out.
You and Andrew
Yeah.
sharing the
Yeah,
love of the
they were
sandwich.
delicious. I had another one today.
There's more?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apparently, so I got told there were from our own Matt Pajeski. If we're throwing people under the bus, I'm throwing everyone.
Yeah,
Matt
boy,
Pajeski-
you're taking no prisoners.
Yeah, Matt said he and Tammy put all the sandwiches away yesterday, and he goes, "There's a lot of sandwiches." And when I showed up this morning, there were 2.5. So I don't know what kind of sketchy people we have working overnight, but I think they took a ton of sandwiches.
Well, they were free then, though. So
Yeah, but that's rude. You can't. You
Don't
can't
take
take
the free
more
food.
than you can eat in the moment.
Oh
It's
my
like-
God, Andrew has a shirt that says that. That's the only rule he lives by.
Going to Ponderosa and stuffing your pockets with mashed potatoes. It's just rude.
Just saying. While you're here, you guys want to play this or that? Want to play that little game I made
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
Okay. I even have one for you.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll start with Amy in case you have to leave.
Okay.
Okay. So you know how you play, right?
Yep.
Just this or that. Sweet treats. Cherry pie or pound cake?
Pound cake.
Pound cake or a chocolate long john?
Chocolate Long John.
Chocolate long john or a chocolate chip cookie?
A good chocolate chip cookie.
You do love cookies.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
good.
Chocolate chip cookie.
Chocolate chip cookie or a brownie?
I'm like a little kid.
Amy's like get ready to dive into the pool each time.
A brownie.
I see why Ron's picked it.
A brownie.
A brownie or an ice cream sundae?
Ice cream sundae.
She just said
So
ice
whatever's
cream
last.
sundae.
Ice cream sundae.
Recency bias. It's new.
Like ice
The
cream
last
sundae
thing.
or poop. Poop. Love it. Ice cream sundae or fudge?
Ice cream sundae.
Fudge or a Snickers bar?
Or ice cream
no,
sundae
ice cream
or a Snickers
sundae.
bar?
Sorry, yes.
Ice cream sundae.
Ice cream sundae or a warm glazed donut?
Ice cream sundae.
Ice cream sundae or a warm cinnamon roll?
Ice cream sundae.
Ice cream sundae or apple pie?
Ice cream sundae.
Or churros?
Oh, ice cream sundae.
Ice cream sundae or bread pudding?
Ice cream sundae.
Okay.
Obviously.
There you go.
You didn't ask cake.
Ice cream
I know.
sundae.
I was like,
Cake
if
would've
birthday
won.
cake. I think birthday cake might have won.
Okay, Janelle, you ready?
Okay.
Shawshank Redemption or Godfather?
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank or The Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight or Godfather 2?
The Dark Knight.
Ooh. Dark Knight or Lord of the Rings Return of the King?
Oh, Return of the King.
Return of the King or Forrest Gump?
Return of the King.
Return of the King or Fight Club?
Return of the King.
Return of the King or the original Star Wars New Hope?
Star Wars.
New Hope or Empire Strikes Back?
Oh, Empire Strikes Back.
Empire or Return of the Jedi?
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire or Jaws?
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire or Poltergeist?
Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
Empire and Ice Cream Sundae.
There we go.
Wheels. Judas Priest or Led Zeppelin?
Priest.
Priest or AC/DC?
Priest.
Priest or Metallica?
Metallica.
Metallica or System of a Down?
System of a Down.
System or Megadeth?
System.
System or Sabbath?
System.
System or Iron Maiden?
System.
System or Slipknot?
Slipknot.
Slipknot or Slayer?
There's no other answer. It'll be Slipknot after this.
Dave Glover Band?
Dave Glover Band with you and Jimmy. Yeah.
Slayer, Pantera, Avenged Sevenfold, and Anthrax.
All Slipknot.
All Slipknot.
All of them.
What about Rage Against the Bulls?
Slipknot. Rage Against the Bulls.
My favorite song. I just got in trouble from Charles, I think.
Rage Against the Bulls. Who said that again?
Me?
It was Amy.
I
that was
did.
you. That was you.
Because
That's
I
right,
like listened to the song and I was like so excited
Yeah,
to say
Bulls
that
on
I'd listened to
Parade,
Bulls on
Raging Bulls,
Parade.
yeah.
It's like we were listening to that song, Rage Against the Bulls.
I kind of like that better.
I know. That'd be a good song.
I'm so mad at the Bulls.
Hell of a video, too. Boy, you do that music video. Look out.
Oh, man. Oh, man. So what do you make of Sandwichgate? Have you been following it?
I didn't get to hear today's updates. I was stopped by the front desk to ask if I had heard. And the last I had heard on the way in was that at 5 a.m. they had been opened. And
Wait, what? 5 a.m. this morning or yesterday morning?
Yesterday morning,
Yesterday.
their guess was it could have been as early as 5 a.m.
Yeah, between 5 and 11.
Okay.
What is this, like an autopsy?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
yeah.
We're trying to
What
get
do
to
you
the bottom
mean
of
they
this.
could have been opened between 5 and 11?
This is detective work.
I'd be quiet if I were you.
Yeah.
Things are kind of going your way. You might just want to lay low for a couple of
This
minutes.
is where the defendant needs to just not testify on his own behalf.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, they're very the front desk. They're very invested in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a thief.
Yeah.
Among us.
But I thought it was us. I thought it was me and Ranji.
But if they were for everybody, is there a thief?
Well, again, it depends on what you knew at the time, right?
Again,
mens rea.
The only person who had bad intentions at all seems to be Andrew.
Well, I mean, at least Ron and Amy got word from an authority figure that these sandwiches.
Does
for
he get a
everybody.
lawyer? Is who's like representing
Wheeler?
Oh.
No, I've been helping him, but he's defending himself
Oh.
because I got his back. Like
Just
I
pass notes to him. Like
I mean, when I thought they were catching wind that he might have taken him, I covered for him. I didn't see anybody take a sandwich.
Listen, we were in this room. And somehow, I don't know if it was, you know how Ranj, like during commercial breaks,
Flits
talks
around.
to everyone? Oh my gosh. He goes, you'll never believe it. Tina said they double bought and there's sandwiches for everybody. They're in the back. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, oh my gosh. I thought it was the best day ever.
So between 9 and 11.
So did you rip into the bag, Amy?
The bag?
There were no bags.
It was a plastic top.
Yeah. And it was already open when you got there.
Well, I personally didn't open any of the tops. Ranj did, so I guess he would know if the safety seal were broken. I don't know if the safety seals. And like I said, there were so many sandwiches that 100%, one or two could have been missing. But my impression, the way I felt, the vibe I got is that we took the first sandwiches.
It didn't look like 4 had been missing.
It didn't look like 4 had been missing, but like I said, I didn't open them. Ranj like took them out, opened it, and I was like, "Oh, nice! I'll take this." He goes, "Oh, look."
Ranj is driving 100 miles an hour to Chicago right now.
He's like, "I'm out."
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Thank you. I think we can. You're allowed to move about the country.
Okay.
You don't need to stay around.
Yeah, you don't need to stay in town.
Tell you guys about BioBalance Health. As you know, I'm a big fan of Dr. Kathy Maupin. She's a very good friend of mine, has been for about 20 years now. I don't think I look great or anything, but I think that maybe I look a little younger than 60, or at least I like to think that I do. And if I do, a part of that is attributed to Dr. Maupin and Sarah and Sunny and Dana and everyone at BioBalance Skin for doing treatments that make my face look a little bit better. I've been getting the testosterone pellets now for 6 years, and they're everything as advertised. They're just it's so simple. I mean, for men, you get them every 6 months, so twice a year, no big whoop. Women, I think it's 3 times a year, depending on your metabolism and such. But it's a 10-minute procedure, and then you have 6 months of feeling better in the bedroom, in the boardroom, in the gym, and pretty much every aspect of your life. For all things Dr. Maupin, go to biobalancehealth.com.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TRAVEL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TRAVEL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TRAVEL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Now's a great time to call Morelli Tuck Pointing, get an estimate on exterior tuck pointing, and hop on the spring schedule. Now, if you've been thinking of getting any interior brickwork or stonework tuck pointed, this is also a great time for that. Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. For 34 years, Morelli has been tuck pointing completely solid houses and buildings, repairing brick and stone walls, foundations, walkways, porches, and patios. The Morellis will also caulk and waterproof your home or building. Morelli has worked on 2 of my homes, treating them like they were their own, always leaving the job site cleaner than when they found it, and that's why the Morellis have won the Angie's List Super Service Award every year since 2005. Morelli is also a recipient of the Better Business Bureau Torch Award. Research their reviews on the Google, Angie's List, and Better Business Bureau websites. 314-645-1387 and MorelliTuckPointing.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
With the new year, it's time to make sure you have the best vision for 2024. That means scheduling your annual eye exam with Ophthalmology Associates. Call 314-966-5000.
The Dave Glover Show, weekdays at 1 on 104.1 FM, KMOX. You've relied on KMOX for news, talk, and sports for generations. And now, we're taking that experience to the next level. KMOX is now on 104.1 FM with the same great programming, including Cardinals baseball. Now with crystal clear sound, 11:20 a.m., 104.1 FM, and streaming everywhere on the Odyssey app. KMOX is with you, however you listen.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on 104.1 FM KMOX. I'm such a ninny. I'm over here. I have so many texts from so many friends who are listening to Sandwichgate. And then Trish stopped. And so I text her like, are you listening? She's like, no, what'd I miss? So during the break, I'm like, so Amy came in and she totally threw Tina under the bus and Tammy and blah, 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 blah. So it's been fun. Janelle is here. You can find her social stuff on the Holy L-E-L-L-E. She does movie reviews for us and entertainment and so forth and so on. Can you say the thing you just said about the ball games? I think that's great.
Oh, the thing if I was king?
Yeah.
Oh, it's mean though. But
It's
like
okay. It's a mean show.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. We are mean.
True. So yeah, no, I get irritated when people have better seats than me that don't know anything about baseball. So like if I was king, like the less you knew, the higher up you had to sit away from the field.
And earn your way down. I like it.
Yeah, because I was at PNC Park last year, and this lady sitting in the front row was like shoving her kids up. This is before the game started, and she was like shoving her kids up to get a signature from who she thought was a baseball player, and got the autograph. And then she saw me taking score later in the game, and she was like, oh, good. Since you know baseball, she's like, who is this? And it turned out it was a guy who was giving a concert later in the day. And I was like, he's not even a baseball player. And it made me so furious that she had better seats than me, who is it's like, if you're not a fan, you don't like, I get it that I know. Again, by no means, I know I'm not right in this. I know that baseball events are social events. I am just not there to socialize. And so like it's a baseball game for me. Like, this is a serious business.
Yeah, I said to Janelle, like, we should go to a game sometime. And she goes, yeah.
Yeah.
About that.
I just like I because I'm paying attention to the game. I'm keeping track of pitches and who comes up to bat, who comes up to bat, and if they're switch hitters, if they're like that. I'm paying attention to all that. And so it's like when people are around me and they're like not paying attention to the game and they have better seats than me, I just fly into a rage.
How far back does baseball go with you, being this interested?
I remember when I believe the Cardinals were in. Oh, see, the thing is, I'm not as good as Kevin as far as exact years, but I know that the Cardinals lost the World Series, and I was either 9 or 11, and I still have my little Cardinals stuffed animal, and they lost it. And I remember standing at my bedroom window, holding it and just sobbing into it. And so, yeah, I mean, let's just say like the average of just 10 years old,
Yeah.
just being like, this is my team. These are So I can remember standing there at my window and just thinking, my world was coming to an end. Yeah.
Very sweet.
So
Very
no,
cute.
is it? I mean, that's
Yeah, no, it is.
psychotic.
I think so.
Sure.
It's cute. You can be cute and psychotic.
Yeah, those aren't mutually exclusive.
No, not at all.
But yeah.
We only have about 5 minutes
Sure.
here. What have you seen? What are you gonna see?
Tonight I get to see A Working Man, which is like the thing. Please don't judge me. Like, as I know, I work as a movie critic, but like these are my kind of movies. These non-thinking Jason Statham. 20 minutes in, he's kicking somebody in the face. These are like palate cleansers to me. You know, you go and you see everything really heavy, or you have to find a metaphor for what this means and what did the director, what was his vision for this. But these Jason Statham movies are just what they are.
Yeah.
I have seen Death of a Unicorn, Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, Will Poulter. It's good. Everything out right about now is about a 3.5, if that means anything to you. The Penguin Lessons was a good movie. It was interesting to learn about, the Argentina political uprising in 1976, told through a guy, through an outsider.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say Argentinian penguins. I didn't know what this film was about.
It's actually a Uruguayan penguin. So yeah, no, I've seen, like I said, a few of them have, but I'm like I said, tonight is, I am not expecting by any stretch of the imagination an Oscar.
Yeah, check your brain. Have a good night.
Yeah, I just want to see him 15 minutes in just staple somebody's face to a
And is that
table.
basically what it is? Like from previews?
I'm sure it's another one that it's supposed to be based on a true story, and it's human trafficking, and I like those. It's clear good guy, clear bad guy.
Is he your favorite punch a guy in the face guy? As opposed to like Liam
Neeson?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he really does it anymore, does he?
That's all he does, isn't it?
He said he made his last one.
Yeah.
Maybe the next one coming is
I
going
think
to be
those
his
have been a
last
lot
one.
of those have been like straight to streaming.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's been a lot of like in theater kind of movies, but I don't know outside of Jason's. I mean, like The Rock is. He's got to give up.
The Rock.
He's got to give up that. From my understanding, the rumor was years ago that he had something in his contract where he had to win, and
Dank.
Danny Trejo has in his contract that he never minds playing the bad guy, but he wants him to die so that people and kids learn that the bad guys don't win.
About that.
So it works the opposite for The Rock, where if you always have to win, there's not much you can do.
I guess that makes
but a lot of those
sense,
guys are like
though.
that. Like Tom Cruise always wins. When's he ever lost?
Yeah, but I don't know if he has it in his contract. But then you can't make original movie. Like his are all like Mission Impossible movies. So
Right.
yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, The Rock isn't going to get Mission Impossible type directors and writers.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Thank you.
to do
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
What if your limited inventory had unlimited potential? What if your biggest risk was not taking one? What if you could make every move matter? Bank of America's business solutions can help bring your biggest what ifs within reach. Find out how our digital tools, cutting edge insights, and trusted expertise can work for your business. What would you like the power to do? Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
We take you now to Dave Murray's weather, sponsored by Siding Express and sidingexpress.com.
All about sunshine going through our Wednesday afternoon. 66 should do it for the high. Tonight, clouds slowly take over, but the evening is just fine. 45 for the overnight low. Evening temperatures dropping out of the 60s. On Thursday, opening day, partly sunny, breezy, but unsettled skies with scattered showers and a couple of thunder showers here and there. 72, a pop to 80 on Friday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Transform your home with the beauty and durability of James Hardie siding. At Siding Express, we specialize in James Hardie siding installation. Visit sidingexpress.com today to schedule a free consultation. That's sidingexpress.com.
Discover true luxury at Missouri's first and only standalone Genesis dealership, Genesis of St. Charles. Thank you for making us the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2024. True luxury isn't just built, it's engineered with precision and passion. Explore amazing cutting-edge technology, redefined elegance, and exhilarating performance in the new 25 GV80. A new level of luxury awaits you at Genesis of St. Charles. Visit us in-store or shop genesisofstcharles.com. Based on GMA sales records.
Need a lawyer? Onder wins. Call Onder Law at 314-9-million. That's 314-9 all zeros. Or go to onderwins.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
All right, springtime's here. That means lawn care time is here. And making sure that your lawn looks great takes more than just having a good lawnmower and giving it a once-over here and there. You want to make sure that you trust some experts. I trust True Green. They are the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know exactly what it takes to keep your lawn looking the way that you want it to. Obviously, lush and green. You don't want any of the weeds. They do a phenomenal job for me and have for, again, probably 13, 14, 15 years. It's more than a dozen years for sure. And they're more affordable than you think. They match every competitor's price. They back everything up with a satisfaction guarantee. So if something's wrong, they come back out to make it right. You can find out more at truegreen.com today. And by the way, while you're there, remember, they're giving you a chance to win a $25,000 award towards a lawn makeover. So again, you just go to truegreen.com/sweepstakes. You could win that. You could also win $10,000 or $15,000 as well, but that grand prize is $25,000. You got to do this by April 14th. Again, that's at truegreen.com/sweepstakes. And then you can just let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
There's nothing like opening day here in St. Louis.
Tomorrow, the Cards, the Twins.
Opening day is like a holiday.
Ameren Total Access 135. Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on 104.1 FM KMOX. Matt Pauley joins us from Busch Stadium. What's up, Matt?
Not much. How are you guys?
I love that little studio. I'm so envious of you guys. I've never wanted anything quite as much as I want sports press credentials. I can afford to buy tickets. I just want to walk in there and go like, I believe you know my work. Go up to the press box, have a sandwich, don't root. It just sounds like so much fun. So cool.
Yeah, it's I have a job that I very much enjoy, and I'm glad that it involves going to the ballpark a whole lot.
Absolutely. So before we jump into the Cardinals, I want to talk to you about you a little bit. You and Benji called the game. I know you've called tons and tons of games in the minor leagues, and I am intrigued by play-by-play. Like you, is it a different part of your brain when you're doing that as opposed to like Sports Open Line and such?
Yeah, I think so. It's a completely different skill. Being a sports host and being a play-by-play broadcaster are very different things. I came up doing more play-by-play than hosting. I enjoy both of them really equally. I love hosting Sports Open Line, and when I get the chance to broadcast a game, I really enjoy being able to do that as well. You know, we're so blessed with great broadcasters with John Rooney, Ricky Horton, and Mike Claiborne. But on the rare occasion that they ask me to fill in for them, it's very, very cool. And the chance that I got to work with I always enjoy working with people. Like that's I love all the various broadcast partners I've had throughout my career, and I got another new one this past week when Benji Molina and I did it together, and we had a whole lot of fun. So it's a blast to be able to do for sure.
Yeah, Benji, why wouldn't he be impressive? But he every time I talk to him in person or listen to him, he just really impresses me and makes me think. He sees things that other people don't see.
Okay, and this is going to sound dumb because I am, but he's the Spanish language analyst, and we did an English broadcast, and he was just as good there as he is anywhere. Like, just to me, to consider any, Jack Buck used to actually do some Spanish language broadcast back in the day. For somebody to be so good in two languages that they are able to be broadcasting in both of those languages, like, to me, that is just incredible.
Yeah. I only have one thing to say, and then I'm going to turn it over to you and Wheels. I'm going to sit back and listen to you like it was Gas House or Redbird Rush Hour. I was watching Ollie be interviewed earlier today in the dugout, and he was talking about the way he set up the lineup, and you have these guys at the top, you have these guys in the middle, you have these guys at the end. And then he said, he kind of paused, got a little wry smirk on his face, and he said, it'll be fun to watch. And that's what I want to focus on as a fan. It will be fun to watch. Now, it might be painful eventually. We don't know how it's going to go, but we're not the Dodgers. We're not the Yankees. We don't have this gigantic, payroll and all these stars from top to bottom, but it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't think this is a team that you look at as being a legitimate World Series threat. Their ceiling is probably competing for the division if the division is really bad, which we think it might be. So that's kind of where they're at. Now there's other things going on kind of, on the infrastructure side of things that are setting up the organization to be back to being a World Series contender in years to come. But there are some interesting things. Being able to watch Victor Scott II go play center field every day, and when he gets on the bases and see what he's able to do there, watching Wilson Contreras play 150 plus games a year and maybe be a 30 to 40 home run kind of guy, to see if Lars Nootbaar can stay healthy and become the type of dynamic player that he has shown he can be when he stays on the field. I mean, those are just some of the storylines from an offensive standpoint. There are a lot of interesting things on this team, and I am going to have fun watching it. I don't care what the outside expectations are right now. I see a team that in some ways will be interesting. In some ways, they're terribly boring. Like, I'm not trying to just completely sugarcoat things. In some ways, this is a very boring team, but in other ways, there's some intrigue.
Yeah, like I've been talking to a lot of friends that are Cardinals fans. I'm like, welcome to being a fan of 29 other teams, because most teams haven't had 25 years of being good every year. I know it's weird for Cardinals fans to look at it and say we're not a World Series contender, but this is the reality of most baseball markets all the time. And yeah, even the Dodgers, because up until recently, they weren't this. Right? If you look at them over 20 years, the Cardinals have been better than them for the last 20 years. But this is a normal thing that sometimes you're just going to have to cycle down, figure some things out, and then push the throttle back down moving forward. And on the exciting side, last night, Dave, Matt, and I talked on the Redbird Rush Hour about actually the possible excitement at the bottom of the order.
I heard that.
When you have Victor Scott and Mason Wynn at the bottom, that could be 80, 90 stolen bases. I'm not saying they're going to be there all year. They probably won't. I mean, you'll see maybe both of them batting at the top at some point in different versions. But what you don't typically do in modern baseball is try to steal a lot of bases in front of your best hitters. The view is it's a little too risky with a good hitter up there. You don't want a runner thrown out. But also, you don't want to open first base so that the other team pitches around your best hitter, because you want that guy to be pitched to. But at the bottom of the order, that's where you can be crazy. That's where you can run basically at will. And then you turn it over to the top with guys maybe in scoring position. And that's how you can have the bottom feed the top of the lineup, which is that to me would be a lot of fun. Now, the questions are essentially, I think, what are you going to get in the middle? I think we're pretty good with if Newt and Donovan and Contreras are healthy, I think we know what they're going to do, roughly. They're going to be pretty close to a certain line. We don't know about Arenado. I think we know probably what Burleson's going to be. We don't fully know Herrera, and we definitely don't know Walker. So the middle of it is a little bit more uncertain, and the bottom has its uncertainties. But look around baseball, man. The teams that have 7, 8, 9 hole hitters, they don't have all-stars 7, 8, 9. Not even the Dodgers have a 7, 8, 9. In fact, the Dodgers thin out after 4 or 5. But their top 3 or 4 are so good, it fuels everything. That's what's going to be interesting to me is, can the bottom feed that top, and then what do you get out of the middle?
I also, I go back to when Goldschmidt and Arenado were like really rolling along. Those were just 2 hitters in the middle of the order. The second that their at-bats would come to an end, teams were already looking through the next 2 or 3 innings on how to navigate when those guys would, because you don't have to have a great 7, 8, 9. If you've got some dangerous hitters in the middle of the order, they're always going to have a presence as a team is going about how they want to approach another team. So yeah, I like that. Now, Kevin, I think you and I are a little bit different here. I don't put quite as much stock into the lineup. I think sometimes we make too much of it. You put good guys in the lineup, good players, no matter where they bat for the most part, you're going to score runs and vice versa.
Just got to put them together, though.
But there is value in what you're talking about in terms of having those guys at the bottom of the order who can wreak some havoc on the bases, making sure that your top of the order hitters are your best hitters. And, the idea of being able to score some runs in the first inning, that's not a bad thing because that sets the tone for the entire game.
So let's talk pitching. Let's talk upside. What are you guys most excited about, whether it's rotation or the bullpen?
I'd say the bullpen for 2 reasons. A, they were really good last year, and most of them are back. And B, there are some pieces. Some are already in St. Louis, and some will get to St. Louis later this year. That I'm like a Chris Roycroft. I'm excited about what he's going to turn into. Gordon Graceffo is a relief pitcher. I'm excited about what he's going to turn into. Same thing with Tekoa Roby. I think Rodri Munoz, another guy. That's I'm naming a bunch of guys at Memphis. So this is a group that already has a track record of being very good from last year. Plus, there's some exciting pieces that are going to add on. So at some point in time, we're going to see Michael McGreevy and Quinn Matthews in the starting rotation, and maybe the answer becomes a little bit different when some of those young, exciting players are in there every 5th or 6th day. But as it sits right now, I'm actually more. I think the bullpen is one of the strongest areas of this team.
It's funny because here we'll just be opposite, because mine is the rotation for 2 reasons. One, because I'm excited to see guys like Liberatore and eventually Matthews and McGreevy get extended looks, because those are the guys that are going to tell you what you can and can't spend on the rest of your roster in the coming years. If those guys are cheap, productive major league starters at worst and possibly top of the rotation guys, that gives you the financial flexibility to spend big on a player rather than having to spread it out over 2 or 3 or 4 guys. So it's partly the fun of seeing what those 3 guys are, but what it can free you up to do. And then where the real fun might come into this in July is if those guys are pushing in, you can go trade an Eric Fetty and get some assets. You might even trade Sonny Gray in that scenario, depending on his desires and depending on how he's doing. So I think that's where a lot of the intrigue is going to be. I agree with Matt. I like the upside in the bullpen. I don't see as much of that changing, maybe Helsley, maybe he gets traded in July if you're having a bad year. And if you're having a good year, you probably keep anybody that you want to.
So clearly I don't know what you guys know, but I get the sense that there are a lot of guys in Memphis really legitimately competing to be on the club. Are we a really good AAA team?
That's hard to say. Like, it depends. The best AAA teams are the AAA teams that have the most stability and most consistency, where guys stay there for a while. So I would lean no, in the sense that I think there's going to be a lot of movement between St. Louis and Memphis. So the AAA team is going to serve its function in the sense that it is going to be providing the Cardinals players that can help them win games. In terms of the final record at the end of the year, I mean, it's not about wins and losses in the minor leagues. It's nice to win. If you've got a choice to do the 2 things, you would choose to win. It's good to create winning players and know what it means to shake hands at the end of a game. But the goal of the AAA team is to have players ready for the big leagues and to continue to develop, to do that final stage of development, which is a really big thing for the Cardinals, because bluntly, that's been where they have been lacking. Guys have just rolled through the minor league system. They've gotten to AAA, and all of a sudden the development has stalled a bit. So that's not to poo-poo your question, Dave, but I think the more important thing is not how good of a winning percentage Memphis is going to have, but do they provide players to the Cardinals that can help them win? And are they continuing to develop players while they're there?
I'm going to poo-poo your answer, because if 3 or 4 of your top pitching prospects are at Memphis and you're not winning games, something's wrong. If you got Quinn Matthews and Michael McGreevy and Tink Hentz and guys like that, and I don't know what role they're going to assign for guys like Graceffo and Tekoa Roby, but you've got 4 or 5 of your best pitching prospects at Memphis. You should be good. And I'm not talking about win championships. Nobody cares about that. That's where you and I are 100% aligned. Nobody cares if they win their division or, win the AAA champion. That doesn't matter. But if you're not a winning team with all that, that's a problem, because it tells me those guys aren't ready to help you if they're not ready to win games in Memphis. And then you throw in, there are a lot of bullpen guys there that could have been in the big leagues. Riley O'Brien, obviously right now, Nick Anderson, I don't know if he's going to stick around or not. But, we throw in Graceffo and we throw in maybe Roby into that pen. That combined with, Sajaci in the lineup and Koperniak in the lineup, if they're not at least decent, I'm going to be worried.
Oh,
because
they'll be more.
That's going to be a problem if they're not able to win games with those pitchers.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be decent for sure. I don't care if they're winning. The way they win, like if Quinn Matthews really struggles and they're losing games because every time Quinn Matthews pitches, he gives up a ton of runs, well, that's one thing. But if they're losing games where Quinn Matthews pitches well and then something funky ends up happening, like I don't care.
All right, Matt, we'll see you at 5 p.m. Thank you, man.
You bet.
I'll tell you guys about Ophthalmology Associates and the Cornea and Laser Vision Institute. This, I think you guys think that my live endorsements are way more interesting than you really do. But since it's a big part of what I do and I take it seriously, I'll say a lot of times like, oh, this particular client, I'm shortchanging them. I'm being really boring. There's only one way to go with it. With ophthalmology, there are a couple ways easily to go. I mean, there's several ways to sell you guys on ophthalmology. One is just to feature the doctors. Doctors Birdie, Malhotra, Royer, Brusati, and Barry talk about what great surgeons they are, talk about just, their resumes and their CVs, and they're incredibly impressive. You're not going to find better ophthalmologists in the Midwest than we have. And again, being an optometrist is a perfectly noble calling, but they are not doctors. They're more technicians. They're good at getting you, is it better or worse, better or worse? But if you want to make sure that even if you're only getting glasses or contacts, that the person who is analyzing that is a medical doctor, then you need to go see Ophthalmology Associates. Call 314-966-5000 or visit youridoc.com.
The KMOX First Pitch Breakfast presented by Budweiser is Thursday and features an unfiltered conversation with the Cardinals Hall of Famer Vince Coleman. Tables are on sale now and include a delicious breakfast buffet, bottomless mimosas, Bloody Marys, and an ice-cold Budweiser. Plus, you'll get 2 free tickets to Saturday's Cards-Twins game. Start this unofficial holiday with KMOX, Budweiser, Overhead Door Company, St. Louis Composting, Rally House, and Dirt Cheap. Get 20% off your table now by using the code KMOX. Everything you need at KMOX.com/events.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we provide no-cost digital resources in place of textbooks and most courses. And that's not all. You'll receive your accredited online education at an affordable tuition with a choice for more than 135 degree and certificate programs. With online and hybrid courses, get everything you need to succeed again. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights, at home or at work. We'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Special announcement. Together Credit Union is now accepting applications for its Together Foundation Community Scholarship Program. This year, Together Credit Union will award 5 $1,500 scholarships to eligible students who live and work in St. Louis City, St. Louis County, St. Charles County, Jefferson County, Madison County, or St. Clair County. Applications for the Together Foundation Community Scholarship are accepted until Monday, March 31st. Learn more at togethercu.org. Together Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
I have a weird question. So I have worked quite a lot in my younger years in the restaurant business. I've waited tables and I've been a busser and like all kinds of things. So it's not like I'm an OG, but I feel like I can talk with a little bit of experience. Why is it, do you think, that people who come to your table and bring you food prefer to be called servers instead of waiters or waitresses? Server to me, and you can call yourself anything you want, but that just seems more subservient.
Maybe it takes out the
gender.
Yeah, like actor, actress. Like, they just want to. A lot of people just say actor either way. Server kind of covers that. Maybe. That's the only thing I can think of. I can't remember. I think we were called servers when I was waiting tables in the 90s. I think.
Yeah, no skin off my nose either way. But
Yeah,
I
I
was just
couldn't care
curious
less,
about
man.
it.
You could call me food boy. I didn't care.
So I looked.
Just tip well.
I just Googled this. Nice tool for the show that we
Mm-hmm.
use. Indeed Career Guide says a server is a person who helps with customer and restaurant service. Besides serving food, they work to take care of the restaurant's guests. So greeting customers, clearing tables, providing a positive experience. So server actually encompasses more than just the title of waiter. A waiter is a person who works in a restaurant taking food orders from customers.
Okay.
So it's a
server is
different
a little more
job.
broad. Yeah, I mean it kind of sounds like all waiters are servers, but not all servers are waiters.
Makes sense. There you go. Could have just Googled it and we'd have a segment.
But then what would you talk about?
I could talk about, I saw that son of a bitch, Kenny Loggins on TikTok last night.
Who?
Kenny Loggins, the singer.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Oh, I'm not a fan either. What did he do?
Like Kenny Loggins?
He tried to sleep with my girlfriend.
That's right.
Who was the masseuse at the Ritz-Carlton. And he booked a thing with her. And she was like, yeah, that got a little weird. And I've been salty about it ever since.
Huh.
He tried to return to Pooh Corner.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's his big hit.
What was he doing on TikTok?
I did not know this.
And being a big jerk.
Yes.
I don't
Making me
like him
feel
because
inferior.
he always just looked like a guy that would come out and be like, "Meh."
He's like, if any of you are masseuses, email me.
I just remember thinking, like, I can't compete with Kenny Loggins.
Not gonna lie though, the Gopher song's all right.
I'm all right.
Yeah, but I mean, only
Nobody
in
worry
that
about me.
no, it's the Gopher song. Because if it's on the radio, I'm turning it off. But if it's the beginning of that movie and little Gopher guy comes out, I'm watching that.
I love that song. If it's on the radio, I turn it off.
Yeah, no, I don't like that song. I like that song tied into
In that context.
little Gopher guy.
Potpourri segment here. Was Bo Jackson the greatest athlete of all time?
Greatest I ever knew of. I mean, like people will, if you want to compare something somewhat modern, like Jim Brown was kind of in that same vein, right? Like he was like an elite lacrosse player in college and obviously a football Hall of Famer and probably could have played others. But not many actually got to be as good as Bo was at two professional sports.
Yeah.
A lot of guys played a lot of sports. Like Dave Winfield was drafted in 3 sports. He was drafted in football, basketball, and baseball and is a baseball Hall of Famer. So that's a different thing, though, than Bo Jackson being a star, an all-star in both sports as a pro. And Deion Sanders had that too. But I think Bo would be the greatest I've ever seen. But, do we count decathletes?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it's a different kind of thing, right? Different set of skills. Maybe back in the day, it was Jim Thorpe, pro football player, baseball player, and Olympian.
Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions, so it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Cardinal Cowboy here. Years ago, doctors said I'd never be independent after a bad car accident. Well, I proved them wrong. When proving who's the best in garage doors, Renner does it every time. Whether it's service or a new door, you're covered with top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster. Keep your garage door running strong with Renner's $100 maintenance check or get a free replacement quote. Call or click RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
Baseball fans, take a swing at making entries on all of your favorite players with Underdog. This is Tom Ackerman, a proud Underdog player, and baseball is officially back. You can make every game day more exciting with Underdog. Underdog, one of the leading sports apps. You can play now in the state of Missouri. You want to win with up to 1,000 times your money going into your pocket? You can with Underdog. Just download the Underdog app and play by choosing whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. That's all you have to do. Download the Underdog app and sign up now using promo code TOM to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus credits when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code TOM. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus credits instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing.
Welcome to Staples. I hear Staples prints it all for any business. You bet, and we'll beat any print quote. So if I had a pizza place... Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes. A landscaping business? Oh, we can print yard signs, T-shirts, brochures. How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo. I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
How many of you think taxes are going to go up in the future? And if they do, who will be hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Tuesday, April 8th or Thursday, April 10th at Stone Summit. They believe you can't have a retirement plan without a tax plan. So fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we've got sunshine and 64 degrees downtown at the Arch. The White House continues to defend the national security team after details of the pending military attack discussed using the messaging app Signal.
The question is whether classified information was revealed hours before the March 15th attack against Houthi rebels in Yemen. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says it was not.
We have said all along that no classified material was sent on this messaging thread.
But crucial details about the attack were disclosed, according to a journalist who was inadvertently added to that chat. So how did that happen?
The National Security Advisor has taken responsibility for this matter.
Top senators on the Armed Services Committee are calling for an inspector general to investigate the use of the Signal app. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Less than 2 weeks after getting run over and losing part of his leg, a St. Louis police officer gets discharged from the hospital.
St. Louis police officer Nathan Spees left Barnes Jewish Hospital as part of a police escort with dozens of cop cars behind him from various departments across the region and a helicopter flyover overhead. Officer Spees left not in an ambulance, however, but in his own squad car as he exited the hospital. St. Louis Police Chief Robert Tracy says this was the idea of his fellow officers.
These officers came up with the idea, can we do this? Can we bring him home? Can we escort him and do that? And for these officers, that's what they wanted to do. They came up with the idea.
Chief Tracy says the injury to Spees did hurt morale at the department, but the recovery and resilience of Spees over these past couple of days has provided a boost. Outside Barnes Jewish Hospital, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
While preparing to sign a crime bill into law that has the state taking control of the St. Louis Police Department, Governor Kehoe says he's been asked what he knows about policing.
My father, who I never met, but before I met him, he was a cop. His beat partner was Dave Sinclair, the guy who raised me. My uncle Jake was chief of police of St. Louis City. His son Steve, my cousin Steve, was a city policeman. My godfather, Joe Murphy, is a city policeman. Dave's dad, Grandpa John, we called him, was a city detective. They called him Big Red. So my family and my upbringing has been surrounded by St. Louis City policemen, and that's the only family I knew growing up.
The KMOX Business Desk, there's a big shakeup in the discount retail world. Jason Brooks has that.
Dollar Tree says it's selling its Family Dollar chain to a pair of private equity firms for more than $1 billion, which is well below the $9.2 billion that Dollar Tree spent on acquiring Family Dollar a decade ago. Management for Virginia-based Dollar Tree says the deal will allow it to move ahead with significant new store openings across the U.S. Dollar Tree also announced that it's gaining market share with higher income consumers who are looking for bargains during a time of elevated inflation.
Dollar Tree says it may raise prices on products impacted by U.S. tariffs. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now. To Stifel we go. Scott Links. Scott?
Good afternoon, Michael. A rise in durable good orders and renewed concerns around tariffs and inflation sent markets lower today, with the Dow Jones falling 132 points to 42,454. The S&P 500 was off 64 points to 5,712. The Nasdaq fell 372 to 17,899, and the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was off 4 to 1,513. For stocks of local interest, a couple bright spots today were Centene up $1.60 to $60.54, and Charter Communication rose $9.77 to $384.77, and the leading declines were Bayer down 22 cents to $6.12. Esco Technologies fell $4.35 to $160.38. Finally, Stifel Financial was down $2.79 to $99.09. This has been Scott Link, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
It's a good-looking afternoon of weather across the St. Louis area. Lots of sunshine, 66 for the high. Tonight, clouds slowly take over. The evening's going to be fine, though, with temperatures in the low 60s, 45 for the low. Thursday, opening day, unsettled skies return. We'll call it partly sunny. It's breezy, but there will be scattered showers and a couple of non-severe thunderstorms around. Scattered, the key word, not raining all the time, but we have to watch the sky. 72 for the high. Thursday night, clouds, couple of showers, couple of non-severe thunderstorms. 60 Friday, partly sunny, windy, and warm near 80. Scattered showers on tap Saturday and again on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, 99 years. That's how long Overhead Door Company of St. Louis has been repairing and replacing garage doors for savvy homeowners. For same-day garage door repair 24/7, call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis or schedule online overheaddoorstlewis.com. That's overheaddoorstlewis.com. 64 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Welcome to live radio. The president is going to be giving a press conference about who cares. It doesn't matter what it's about. It could be about tariffs. It could be about Venezuelans. It doesn't matter. All anyone cares about is what's going on right now with Signalgate, and that when he takes questions, they're going to ask him about it, and he's going to say something spicy. So if we can carry that, we will. If we can't, we won't. We'll do something else, and we'll tell you what he said afterwards. Interestingly, they're now reporting that a United States defense official, someone who works for Pete Hegseth, has said that he 100% disclosed classified information in that unprotected text stream. So,
and it is an unnamed source as of right now.
Okay. There you go. Wheels, you wanted to do Stairway?
Sure, we could. It'll be along these lines. It doesn't because I can't let go of this drone story.
Yeah, you're into that.
I cannot let go of this drone story because again. So remember last time we updated it, it was a senator on the Armed Services Committee saying that the Pentagon still doesn't know what the hell's going on here. So as a senator, and this is, again, after the BS story about, oh, no, it's just the FAA. We know what it is. It's fine. No, they don't. The Pentagon does not know what it is. And there was a story yesterday on The Hill, which, again, is a really tied-in political publication. Like these are not just, it's not a blogger. It's not a website. It's not somebody that you would say isn't significantly tied into the real movers and shakers, right? The Hill is tied in. So they've cited 3 more Pentagon sources, including 2 generals who are saying, we don't know anything about this. They've been hanging around military installations and nothing that we do to try to disrupt them works. So they tried jamming them, right? So if these were hobbyists, and they're flying over military bases or outside of we have technology that would allow us to jam them, and they would essentially fall from the sky because they would lose their remote control access, or they would not be able to, or they just wouldn't be able to leave, right? You would lose that remote access. Nothing works against these drones that we're dealing with, right? And I saw that in that story in The Hill, one of the people that has been following this made a really interesting point. The drones are not trying to stay hidden. They're flying around with lights on. So they clearly don't care that people can see them. Otherwise, why would you have lights on them? If you're trying to be secret, whoever they is, whether it's amateurs, whether it's China, whether it's aliens, whatever, if anyone behind it was trying to stay secret, they certainly wouldn't put flashing lights on the damn things.
Yeah.
Where everybody could see that. And they've had these drones. There was a sighting by a carrier out in the ocean where this thing was floating around, and then it just submerged into the ocean. Well, a regular fly drone can't do that. And I can't believe this isn't like the #1 story on the news all the time. We have objects that are flying around military bases and military sites, and the military can't do anything about it. They can't stop it. They don't know what it is. They don't know who it is. How is this not like story 1A all the time? Because if we are the biggest badasses on the planet when it comes to our military, how it's still now, unless they're all just BSing us and it is something to do that's tied into the military and they're just doing things and they don't want us to know, well, that's what you're going to do, right? You're going to put out some kind of confusion. So we have to acknowledge that there could be something along those lines where they know what it is, but they have no intention of ever telling us what those things are doing. And that's why they're just saying, we don't know. But either way, I would find this to be a bigger story than most anything we talk about on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That not that they're flying around residential areas or just flying around New Jersey or whatever, but that these are military people reporting them over military sites, nuclear sites, and we can't do anything with them. We can't catch them because when we try to chase them, they're too fast. And when we try to jam them and shut them down, doesn't work. What the hell?
What's your gut?
If you said pick all the possibilities, what's most likely, I would bet on something that is a government program that most of the government doesn't know about, right? Things that are, whatever. I don't know about all the various classifications, but, above top secret, whatever it is, that certain, how they compartmentalize knowledge of most things, which makes sense. They compartmentalize knowledge for the Manhattan Project. This is not necessarily I'm not saying it's a nefarious conspiracy. I'm just saying that seems to be the most logical explanation for what we know, because we don't think that any other country has technology that would be foreign to us, right? That we wouldn't be able to at least understand.
Yeah.
And I would say that the betting on, aliens probably is not the best bet in the world, since we don't really have a lot of evidence that that's a thing. We have sightings of things, but we don't know that particular part of it.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
that would be the bet. But either way, how is this not like the story that every news agency in the country is chasing?
I think the answer to your question is because the government, have at minimum noticed and learned our lack of attention span and probably created it. I mean, I don't doubt for a second that the government in some sort of psyops kind of way has been involved in
the UFO stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
just like it goes all the way back to Project Blue Book,
Mhm.
That we know because we have those documents where it was, hey, we don't know what's going on, but we need to discredit all these people who are seeing these things. And we need to distract them. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if the government just looks at the United States citizenry circa 2025 and goes, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We have to deal with this for 2 weeks, then they'll forget about it and they'll go on to something else. And we do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm finding it crazy that every so often we're getting stories from people that are in big positions. Again, maybe they're all BSing us too. I mean, we I'm always open to that as an explanation, because when you don't know, you don't know. So you have to take any rational possibility as a possibility.
I have some science stuff that kind of dovetails in.
Let's go.
So you think about like our place in the universe, literally, that we are in a place. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I mean, we're in a definable place, however they would do that, in the universe. But we are moving so fast. And here on Earth, I might get this wrong, so forgive me, physicists, but they said that if you took your place, put a pin in it, came back 24 hours later, you would be about 75 million miles down the road in 24 hours. And that the Milky Way is moving at 2.1 million kilometers per hour. Just let that settle in.
All right, so that means there's a lot of space.
2 million
in space.
kilometers an hour is how fast we are moving within the Milky Way. And Rach, I don't know if you knew this. I've known this for a while, and it's always screwed me up. That you understand gravity, right? That our Milky Way and thousands of other galaxies are all moving toward this thing in the universe called the Great Attractor. There's so much mass to it that it's causing entire galaxies to just rush toward it, and we have no idea what it is.
Wow.
Like we haven't ruled out super massive black hole or a collection of a million black holes, but they don't think that's what it is.
Yeah, it was interesting because you just said we understand gravity, but isn't it like we really don't?
We
Like,
really don't. We don't know where it comes from.
We know what it does, but
No.
we don't know the source of it.
One of the working theories is that it leaks from another multiverse.
Whoa.
That it's fairly weak here, and that it could be something in another multiverse that's very strong, and we're just getting droplets of it. Who knows?
What in the heck?
I know.
I was like, wow.
What the hey?
Pretty crazy.
I love hate all of that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm super interested in it. It's fascinating, but I hate it because you're like, but none of that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't comprehend this.
I read this story. I don't know how true it is because there's a few layers to it, but I don't know if you remember that the Artemis mission, we are going to put the first woman on the moon and the first person of color on the moon.
Yes.
But given all of this administration's DEI stuff, that they've abandoned that.
Yeah, I saw that today as well.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like that, it's like, then why did you make the pledge in the first place if you were just immediately going to back down? Clearly, NASA, it's not that important to you. So why did you ever say it was important in the first place?
And to me, it's almost a tacit admission by NASA that, oh, well, our best astronauts aren't female or people of color. That's the only reason we're going to do it. And I don't think that's true. I'm sure that of the astronauts in training, you can include women and people of color and have great astronauts. You follow me?
No, but it's kind of
these
sending that message, right?
Exactly.
Like the message that
the fact that they're backing off.
Right. The message you could receive was, it's almost like, all right, well, now we're only going to send the best. We weren't going to send the best before.
Right.
And again, you shouldn't have been sending anybody that's not the best.
Yes.
Period. The end. But it may not be what it is, but that definitely is part of the look.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm going to come out and just let you guys know I'm an ally here. Like, I want to help out these groups that have not traditionally gone to space, been on the moon, etc. 4 years later, oh, actually, you know what? Never mind. We're not an ally. Like, okay, so then why did you do it in the first place?
Kind of like
You just wanted your
Anheuser-Busch
free
with
points.
Pride Fest. What do you make of that?
Oh, they backed other sponsorship.
Yeah, they were the presenting sponsor for 25 years, 30 years, something like that. And they backed out of all of it. They're not going to spend a dime.
Did they give a reason why?
Not really. I heard the head of the Pride Fest on Chris Namey yesterday, and he was saying that it was an ongoing negotiation. And a couple of weeks ago, they just walked away from the negotiating table. I mean, it has to be Dylan Mulvaney, right? They have to still
have some fear in that.
Smarting from that.
I guess, but wasn't that a thing last year? And they would have still been the sponsor last year. I mean, it was way more of a hot topic a year ago.
Yeah, they would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to look more into that. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Let me tell you guys, by the way, we have Colonel McCausland coming up next. So he will be great to talk about all this stuff. Tell you guys about Zero Res. And I'm kind of going to do the same live I did yesterday, which I'm going to tell you, well, I'll tell you right now, the DGS deal is 3 rooms of wall-to-wall carpeting, starting at $119, take an additional $75 off your air duct cleaning. We also do hardwoods. We also do upholstery, couches and chairs, tile, linoleum, all flooring surfaces. But as I said yesterday, I think you guys are less concerned with a deal and more concerned with this is the time I need to do it. So spring cleaning, perfect time. Summer coming up, kids getting out of school. But you know me, every season there's going to be a reason to tell you guys to use Zero Res. At least I'm honest about that. But when your time comes, reach out to them, 314-474-2020, or you can book online at zeroresstl.com. I think you're going to be very happy with the job that they do. They've been out to my house about half a dozen times, and every time I'm super impressed. That's zeroresstl.com.
Ever feel like there aren't enough hours in the day? If you get busy or miss your favorite show, don't worry. With Rewind, available exclusively on the free Odyssey app, you can stream your favorite shows on demand. You know your day is better with us. Get the news that matters to you from the local voices you trust. No matter what you're up to, give it a try. To get started, download the free Odyssey app and search for your station. That's AUDACY.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-536-9607. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-536-9607 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-536-9607 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-536-9607.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Immerse yourself in the beauty of Debussy and Liszt. Lyrical daydreams with the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra and music director Stéphane Deneuve. Drift into the sensuous haze of Debussy's Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun. Feel the elemental power of Liszt's Les Préludes and be swept away by tenor Michael Spires in Mahler's Songs of a Wayfarer and Britten's Les Illuminations. March 28th and 30th at the Two Hill Performing Arts Center. Tickets at slso.org.
KMOX is everywhere. 11:20 a.m. Streaming live on the Odyssey app and now at 104.1 FM.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on 104.1 FM KMOX. So momentarily, the president will be doing a news conference, I think, about tariffs, but no one gives a rat's ass about it. All they want to talk about is the defense leak, and so we'll let you know what he says about that. I'm sure it'll be something. It'll be newsworthy. It always is. You got to hand it to the guy. Right now, we're going to talk to our good friend, Colonel Jeff McCausland. Colonel, great to talk to you again, my friend.
Dave, it's good to be with you.
So I'm just going to throw you the softball, buddy. You just, when you heard about this, what did you think and how have your thoughts evolved?
I was shocked beyond words. I've only been doing this national security stuff, Dave, for about 50 plus years, 34 years, wearing a uniform, working the Pentagon, working the White House. And all that time, I have found no greater egregious error on the part of very senior national security officials. In fact, you could say the national security team than this one. You know, what's extraordinary about this is there's unquestionable evidence, but that what they did, frankly, put sailors and airmen in greater harm's way and risk in a combat zone. And I can think of no greater error and break of trust for a senior national security team than that. And it's unbelievable that someone now is not being held accountable. Furthermore, which is even more extraordinary, is the administration keeps insisting that there was no classified information on that particular app when they were transmitting it back and forth. I think any person with a reasonable education could read that and say the details provided here prior to the attack going in could potentially provide our adversaries information that could hide targets, move targets around, cause leaders to escape if they were targeted, stiffen their air defenses. And but for the grace of God, we didn't lose any airmen in the process. When was finally extraordinary is the hero in this story really should be Jeffrey Goldberg, of all people. The media guy who was on this call accidentally was the only person to have the presence of mind to say this kind of information should not be done on less than an absolutely classified app. And the entire national security team, including the vice president, secretary of defense, national security advisor, secretary of state, director of national intelligence, and CIA director, did not come to that conclusion.
Amazing. So, Colonel, I'm so glad you're on because I've been frustrated by this. I am not a military guy. I've never served a day in the military, so I don't understand what is classified and what is not, but I'm also not a complete buffoon. And what I saw certainly looked like it should have been classified because I agree with you. If Jeff Goldberg were a bad actor and he got this information and he forwarded it to the bad guys, we would have been in a world of hurt.
That's exactly right. I mean, look at it this way. The United States Navy has been in a period of more sustained combat operations in the Red Sea area over the last year than at any time since World War II. That's the sustained level of combat they've involved in. The Houthis have attacked our ships over 175 times, shot down at least one drone, and engaged our aircraft while they were flying in the area or conducting combat missions. That looks like a combat zone to me, number one. And as I say, if the information had gotten out in advance, they could have been much better prepared or dispersed the target. Now, the administration is saying, of course, well, the mission was a great success and we didn't lose any aircraft. And that's very true. We didn't lose any aircraft, thank God. They all got back safely, thank God. In terms of the mission being a success, well, that's probably true. But we don't know because we won't know if, in fact, the Houthis got some kind of an inkling and could have, in fact, dispersed their targets. That's unlikely. But let's ask one other question, which I don't think is asked often enough. If you guys were using this Signal app to discuss this particular mission against the Houthis, was this a routine matter of communicating? And there are other chat rooms where you were talking about, oh, I don't know, the Russians, the Chinese, the Iranians, the North Koreans, our negotiations with the Ukrainians, et cetera, which might have been a source of unbelievable intelligence gathering for our adversaries and further damaged our national security policy. If I was a combat commander and I commanded in combat, if I had been commanding this operation and I had learned that, in fact, this information had been put out on an unclassified app 2 hours or more prior to the attack going in, I very likely would have scrubbed the entire mission.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking to our good friend, Colonel Jeff McCausland. Wheels, did you have something?
Well, no, I found that to be a fascinating point to be made there, that if this one group conversation is happening about this one topic, how many others could be out there?
Probably wasn't their first.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, why would we think for a minute that this was a one-off event for the Houthis alone by this group? That doesn't make sense either, does it?
No.
And you know, Colonel, I'm not a military guy. I'm not the best guy in the world, but I would like to think that I can own up to mistakes. I think that's how you grow. That's how you evolve. You learn your lessons. And what really offends me as a citizen, Caroline Levitt earlier, the presidential spokesperson, was saying that there's nothing but insincere outrage. Well, Dave Glover has sincere outrage. And what I'm outraged at isn't the mistake. I'm disappointed in the mistake. I'm outraged at the gaslighting of America.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, and this is one of the sad commentaries about Washington, D.C. and administration, frankly, of both parties, is it's not the event which gets you in trouble. It's the cover-up of the event that gets you in trouble. And if the administration, when immediately this was revealed, had stood up, the National Security Advisor, for example, and said, we have discovered this, and we discovered what happened. Goldberg was on this. Obviously, a terrible error. We're going to do a full investigation and learn from this lesson to make sure that, maximum sensitivity is handled with this kind of material to safeguard our soldiers, sailors, and airmen in harm's way. I sincerely apologize. Thank you very much. This would have been about a 24-hour story.
Agreed.
But doing it like this isn't not only outrageous, it's an insult to my intelligence and the intelligence of the American people, for goodness sake, to try to make us believe. And they covered up by saying, well, it was not a war plan. Now, in a very nuanced fashion, that is correct. What is a war plan? A war plan is planning for the possibility contingency operations of a war. You may remember about a week ago, There was a fervor because Elon Musk may have been briefed on our war plan if, in fact, we had to go to war with Japan. We weren't going to war with Japan. It's just how we think about that.
Yeah.
This is what we call in military parlance an op plan or an operational plan for an actual operation that was going to be conducted. The fact that it was an op plan, to me, is more worrisome than if it had been a war plan because we're actually doing something. We're putting the airmen in the air over hostile territory.
I am selfishly so glad we had you on because I feel 100% more sane now. I was feeling crazy.
Well, frankly, let's face it, Dave, not to be too harsh, the President of the United States speaks very often about he is successful because he applies common sense. This to cover up by saying, there was no detailed classified information on this call is a violation of common sense. And what really worries me is, A, they may have been doing it more often.
Yeah.
B, I'd really like to know, were any of these people, frankly, using their private telephone for this? Because that's a possibility.
Yes.
And if they were, and they downloaded this app, that's a violation of the law. And furthermore, even the people who support the administration to the fullest degree, and I do wish them very well. I want them to be successful.
Same.
But have to examine this team and say, this is the most inexperienced team assembled by a president in recent memory, if not in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And for them to do this is just amateurish and shows a lack of understanding of high-level classified information operations on the part of the Secretary of Defense, the Director of National Intelligence. And that's not surprising because what was he doing? Well, he was the Saturday host on Fox TV before he did this.
Right.
And she had been a discredited congresswoman.
Colonel, you're the best. Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
See ya.
It's time now for Dave Murray's forecast. Make sure to stick around for the DGS after this, where we will hear his extended forecast.
All about sunshine going through our Wednesday afternoon. 66 should do it for the high. Tonight, clouds slowly take over, but the evening is just fine. 45 for the overnight low. Evening temperatures dropping out of the 60s. On Thursday, opening day, partly sunny, breezy, but unsettled skies with scattered showers and a couple of thunder showers here and there. 72, a pop to 80 on Friday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, this traffic report's a service of Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. We have a tractor trailer with some cargo reportedly on fire inside the trailer. So the fire crews are on the scene. It's southbound 55, just south of Butler Hill. They're blocking the 2 right lanes. Southbound 55, just a little back up there. It's actually busier coming out of the city from Arsenal down to Bates. It's bumper to bumper in pockets, so that's the heavier part, but you do have an additional delay. Westbound 64, Boyle out there, McCausland slow. It's jammed from Clayton Warson all the way out to a crash we had just west of 270. They have lane blockage there. Then it's just a little slow at Prospect. Southbound 170 bogs down at Delmar. South 270 Page all the way down through Manchester. North 270 really between Doherty Ferry and Ladue, both directions of 64 heavy. Westbound Highway 70 slow stuff from 170 out past the airport right now. And westbound 364 west of Highway K looks like we have trouble in downtown. Eastbound 70 backed up east of the Mutual Veterans. Eastbound 44 Jefferson over to the Poplar is heavy as well. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
In the 70s, baseball player Jerry Kelly decided to do something different.
Thanks for calling Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
This year, the company Jerry started decided we'd do something different.
Thanks for calling Jerry Kelly Heating, Air and Electrical.
And electrical.
JerryKelly.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. A question I get all the time is, how did we become the largest injury firm in the world? We have over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states and close to 6,000 coworkers. Our call center is on duty 24/7. You can reach us at any time at forthepeople.com. But the real reason is we won a lot. When you visit our website, go to our verdicts and settlements. There you will see what our clients were offered and what they were awarded at trial. All those verdicts help us resolve many cases fairly and early. You see, nothing beats reputation. The insurance industry knows who we are. We even have insurance adjusters call us for representation because they know too. We've made it easy. On your mobile device or computer, go to forthepeople.com and we will get busy. It's that easy. Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1272. That's 800-587-1272. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1272. That's 800-587-1272 today.
When news breaks, St. Louis turns to the team that knows your community best. At KMOX, our newsroom is dedicated to delivering the stories that matter to you. KMOX News is here for St. Louis.
This is Tom Ackerman of Total Information AM.
This is Debbie Monterey.
This is Megan Lynch.
Hi, this is Michael Calhoun with KMOX News.
I'm Maria Kina.
Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
Listen to the voice of St. Louis now at 104.1 FM.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman, and welcome to this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. This month we are talking about colon cancer, and joining us is Dr. Will Chapman Jr., Siteman Cancer Center.
The best treatment for colon cancer is to prevent it from ever starting in the first place. And we feel that colonoscopy is the best way that you can prevent colon cancers.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.wustl.edu.
There's nothing like opening day here in St. Louis.
Tomorrow, the Cards, the Twins.
Opening day is like a holiday.
Ameren Total Access 135.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX Wheels. I planned on asking Colonel Jeff McCausland about the drones, but he was on one today. So
No, that's the more important story, I guess, for today.
he was passionate.
Dang, what does he know, though? He's only spent 5 decades.
Yeah,
and
he's spitballing.
Yeah.
Dave Murray joins us. Hello, Dave.
Hello there. I love listening to that.
Yeah, he was great, wasn't he?
He's great,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yes. I did. I had an old man morning this morning.
Nice.
What's that?
Yeah, I just kind of baseline stuff. Did an echocardiogram and a stress test for my heart.
Oh,
So far, don't know about the echo, but stress test passed in flying colors.
It's going to sound stupid. Is a stress test difficult?
I guess it can be. I did not find it. In fact, I thought it was going to be. I've had stress tests in the past. You get them about every 5 years or so.
Yeah.
I've had them in the past. And I thought this would be a lot harder to do as I age, but it was like doctor said, "Okay, you're all done," and I went, "That's it?
Nice.
That's all you got? That's all you got for me?
Come on." Those always scare me because, and I only know them from like television and movies, but it's when you have a real suspicion that someone's heart is bad. Let's make them run on a treadmill. Like that always just kind of like,
Well, you sign papers before you do that, and it basically says, "Hey, here's what's going to happen. It could lead to a heart attack. It could lead to this. It could lead to that, and it could be fatal. Please sign here." Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Not sure I want to do that.
I did one of those a long time ago.
Did you?
I had like a reflux thing going on, but they didn't know for sure. And they were like, "We're going to rule things out." And I did it. Like, I don't know. I was in my 30s. And I remember filling out that paperwork. And then like, I did the same thing. I'm like, the nurse is like, "Okay, you're good." I'm like, "That's it?" Then again, I was in my 30s. So I better pass that damn thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That's true. However, I can see people really struggling with it. But that's kind of the purpose of it. And this was wasn't because of anything my cardiologist saw or is concerned about. It was like, I'd like to get a baseline on you.
Yeah, let's just do it.
It's been about 5 or 6 years. Let's do this just for fun.
I don't know where I got this. It was in the last 24 hours though, but some expert was talking about aging and said that healthy aging is having no major health problems up to 70. That after 70, all bets are off. But if you can make it to 70 without major health problems, that's considered a healthy aging.
I've got a book. Let me hold it up.
Yeah. Dave, that's a porn.
This is
he took his headphones off. He didn't hear you.
Book. I've only gotten a little bit through it, but it's
oh
called
my Lord, Outlive.
That may have been where you heard it from, Dave.
It could be,
but it's not a.
Is
mentioned it in headlines?
Is that the book from the guy that likes to use his son's blood to make himself younger? No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's not that guy.
No,
I thought it might be.
Really?
Yeah, me too. If
that-
it is, I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Dave's gonna be calling up, "Son, you got time for a vacation?"
Dave, unless that's a picture book, it's way too thick for me.
I know. Well, unfortunately, there's no pictures. I agree, which is why I've only gotten through about half of it.
Which is saying something when it's a book about how to live longer.
That's right.
You're like, I got enough.
I better finish fast.
Every article I see that's like, "Here's how to fix this problem you're having," and I open it up, and then I'm like, "Yeah, it's too long." And
Oh,
I just
dude. Look, you know how I am about Alzheimer's, right? Because I have the gene. And I saw a story on my phone this morning that said, "New drug promises to postpone Alzheimer's by 10 years." I read the first paragraph. I'm like, I need another coffee.
I hope the answer is coffee.
My
That's what I'm
doctor's
doing.
reading this. It's okay.
He'll let me know.
He'll let me know. So, Dave, now that we're within 24 hours, how are we looking for tomorrow?
Yeah, I still think we're okay. It's not perfect by any means. Kind of a changeable sky, partly to mostly cloudy, breezy. There will be scattered showers around from time to time on Thursday, but we should get the game in. Could there be a delay? Sure. Quick delay kind of thing. 72 for the high. That's not bad.
Nice.
Scattered showers, maybe a thunder shower on Thursday night. Friday is summertime. Mostly sunny, windy, and warm, near 80 degrees. Warmest part of the day, about 3:30 this time of year. An unsettled weather pattern really kicking in tomorrow, but it's going to last right through the weekend. It's not a washout of a weekend by any means. Saturday, partly sunny, some scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm, 75. Sunday, periods of rain, couple of thunderstorms around. A couple of those could be on the strong, maybe severe side. That's my concern is Sunday, but I'm not jumping off the boat about it right now. 70 for the high on Sunday.
Let me get a ruling. When it is 80 degrees in the spring, but it's been 50 and it's going to be 50 again, do you guys turn your air on or you just get through an 80-degree day?
I just get through it.
I do too.
Yeah.
It helps you guys are working then.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm more likely to turn the air conditioner on in the car because it's like I don't like to drive down the highway with my window cracked or anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of stresses me out. I feel like there's like too much wind going on at that point. So I'm more likely to turn on my AC when it's not that hot outside.
Do you guys put your AC on and have the windows open?
I've done it.
I've been known to do that and start a fire.
In the back of the Jeep.
No, like I'm talking about at home. I just randomly torch a place.
Dave's got a fireplace in the back of the Jeep.
I'm uncomfortable.
Windows down, top off, and the AC blowing.
Now, I remember one time Maureen came home from shopping and she said, I must be crazy because it seems like you have the air on, the windows open, and you started a fire in the fireplace. I'm like, yeah. What's so crazy about that? Need to do any extended forecast or are we good?
I think we're good.
Okay, good.
Let's just stay with that. Yeah.
Brian says, I thought Dave needed his house temp at 58 degrees. I do, but I also have an old system now that is like every year it's on its last leg. So I really...
No, you're talking about your HVAC system or are you talking about you?
Yeah, no, I'm
got an old system now.
No, and I'm on my last leg every year. Like you're gonna have to replace this. Headlines, Rach?
Yeah, do a couple of headlines here. Headlines is brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. Does anyone remember Napster?
Yeah.
From back in the day. It's been sold to a tech company for $207 million.
Suckers.
Infinite Reality has acquired Napster with plans to transform the streaming service into a social music platform. Normally I would say, why would you waste your money on something? But as a millennial, Napster was very important in my formative years. I think they could do like a nostalgia play and turn around. If they made it fun, I think a lot of people would hop onto a social music platform.
Yeah,
like that.
The generations are so interesting because that was at the tail end of mine and I didn't care because I'm not a tech guy. And so when I saw that, I'm just like, just start a new company, get a new name.
Yeah.
Malcolm in the Middle is recasting a major role for the revival. Did anyone watch this show whenever it was on? Yeah,
big with the
loved
kids.
it. They are recasting the role of Dewey with Caleb Ellsworth Clark taking over from Eric Persullivan. He retired from acting in 2010. The new episodes will see Malcolm as a father dealing with family chaos.
I loved Malcolm in the Middle.
It's so good. And it's one of the last just like normal family shows that I don't know. It just feels like every show now is like, I'm a millionaire and here's my $1 million lifestyle. Malcolm in the Middle was just like, hey, it is what it is. Like they took pride in like being Hoosiers.
I just watched.
They don't show the lower middle class.
No,
like,
they don't.
They're not the stars anymore.
Right.
I saw one just a couple nights ago. Just happened to catch it on when they go on their yearly vacation and it got cut short and they came home to a block party that they've been having every year.
Yes, when they're on vacation.
To celebrate them being on vacation.
So good.
Bryan Cranston.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
What an incredible act. What versatility.
Yes.
The show is set to receive a 4-episode run on Disney Plus with shooting starting soon in Vancouver. I like that too, that it's just going to be like, hey, here's 4 episodes.
I love it.
That I'm sure it'll be solid gold.
I think it's interesting that the guy retired from it. He's apparently missed. He's like skipped and declined every single like cast reunion they've done, or even just like get together lunches. He's like not interested.
Yeah,
don't want any part of it.
He was a great little child actor.
Mm-hmm.
A new Chili's near Scranton will be a throwback to the Office. Chili's is opening a new restaurant in Scranton, Pennsylvania, paying homage to its appearances on The Office. There is a very iconic early episode of The Office called The Dundies that takes place at a Chili's and kind of put Chili's back on the map. Michael Scott also goes to Chili's at one point with some other management people and sings the Baby Back Ribs song. So it's a huge deal if you're a fan of The Office. The chain has enlisted actors from The Office for ads and is offering a $5 Scranton margarita nationwide on April 7th. This is just cool. I like to see Chili's doing cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm crappy. I'm glad that I'm not more successful than I am because I would hate myself. Like, once something gets super successful and everyone starts obsessing over it and podcasts about it, I'm like, I'm out. So, yeah, I don't think I could watch an episode of The Office. I'm out on Seinfeld. I'm out on Larry David. I'm out on The Office.
It's too popular.
Cornflakes.
One more story here, and then we'll take a break. Steph Curry and Michelle Obama are teaming up to create a sports drink. It's called Plezi Hydration, and it's supposed to be a healthier sports drink option. The drink has no added sugar or artificial sweeteners, and it aims to promote health and wellness.
You can
order it on Amazon.
Busy.
She's a busy lady.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of irons in the fire, that Michelle Obama.
She does. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
All righty.
Tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct. Again, not of interest to you unless you are in the market for replacement windows. But if you are, you probably know as much or more than I do about the window business now, because you have probably seen the cheapy guys, the ones that lead with the price of the window. I'm sure you know the Ledoux guys, right? The people who are going to charge you thousands of dollars per window so that you can brag to your friends at Old Warson that you use the blah, blah, blah brand. For the rest of us, just middle-class normies, Universal Windows Direct is fantastic. They are so proud of their window that they give you a lifetime guarantee and a lifetime warranty. They will give you a buy two, get two free with no limit. However many you want to buy, they'll give you half off, basically. 36 months, same as cash, no interest financing. Call 314-334-2522 or log on to universalwindowsdirect.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got trouble out there this afternoon. This traffic reports a service of Volley Incorporated have a new crash. EMS responding south 270 just south of Dorset. Left lane's blocked. Traffic's just sort of heavy there, but it's still backed up from Page all the way down through 64. Both directions between Doherty Ferry and 270 on 64 is slow. Northbound pretty busy, unfortunately, in that area. Southbound 170 bogs down at Olive, jams at Ladue to 64. Westbound 64, Kings Highway out through McCausland's bumper to bumper. West of McKnight all the way out through 270. They're still working that crash west of 270 in the two left lanes. Also have a crash westbound 364 midway between K and Bryan. It's jammed at Bryan. It looks like they're getting that one under control. Southbound 55, Arsenal down to Bates is bumper to bumper. It's slow from 270 down through to that truck fire that has the right lanes closed midway between Butler Hill and Merrimack Bottom. Eastbound 44 jams Jefferson to the Poplar. 64 slow at Union Station. And eastbound 70 east of the Musial Veterans Bridge is backed up. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Brought to you by Volley.
Volley.
Level up game night with Volley, the smart TV app for playing games like Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, or test your knowledge with fun music quizzes and party games. Turn your TV into the ultimate game hub with the Volley app on your Roku or Fire TV. Download it and play today.
Volley.
I see clearly now, thanks to the doctors, Birdie, Malhotra, Brusati, Royer, and Barry. You can too. Go to youridoc.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
When we started Neovite back in 2009, we wanted to create a multivitamin that we would take ourselves. That's why we use quality ingredients in our Neovite Original Formula multivitamin. With over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our physician-formulated proprietary blend, you can be sure you are getting the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovite Original Formula multivitamin a try for yourself. Find it at your local Schnucks, Deerbergs, and online at neovite.com.
Farming's hard. To feed the world, farmers have to work the land, brave the elements, and fight the battle against weeds. Weeds reduce crop yields, so prices go up and everybody gets less to eat. But 50 years ago, farmers got a new tool to fight weeds, glyphosate. It kills weeds while protecting the harvest. Time and again, it has been approved by the EPA and by leading regulatory bodies around the world. It helps enable practices that reduce erosion and keep soil healthy, which is good for the earth. Farming's hard, but it's a little easier with glyphosate. Learn more at go.bayer.com/glyphosate. Paid for by Bayer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Melinda says, Dave, did you know that Dr. Mel on The Pit is Bryan Cranston's daughter? Melinda, I did know that, but it took me about a week to believe it. Like, I just thought, oh, that's a little too convenient. That's a little too cutesy. But yeah, one of my favorite actors on The Pit is Bryan Cranston's daughter.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah. And once you know that, you're like, oh, okay. I can kind of see this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never seen it yet.
When are you guys going to start watching so I can talk to you about it?
Mhm. Well, now that I know that there's a Nepo baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I don't know. Good question.
You know what I've started leaning into is I already go to bed early. And so let's say I go to bed at 9. That's pretty average. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 a.m. I'm at 8 hours. Right? It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
So I've been waking up at between 4:30 and 5. And I've just been getting up, but not in a non-crappy way. Like, oh, we're going to be so tired today. I just get up, take a little walk right as the sun's coming up, have my coffee. It's been really nice.
That's very
You
nice.
feel like you're getting a jump on everybody.
I like getting up early.
Yeah.
I don't get up that early. I get up more 6:45, 7.
Ooh, that's
But
sleeping in on the weekends.
But it's nice to just be able to, have your coffee at a leisurely pace and watch the news and just,
It's not like I'm out hustling or anything, but I just feel like I'm getting a little jump on the day.
Absolutely.
And my play is get up as late as I can to have enough time to get ready to leave the house.
And your bedtime is
2. Wow. Something like that. But like even in the morning, I don't ever leave like what you're talking about, Rach. I don't have the buffer time.
Uh-huh.
Like if let's say I got to be at a baseball game at like 11 and it's 15 minutes away. I'm going to get up probably 15 minutes before I have to leave so that I can brush my teeth, do whatever, run the dogs out, and then throw on a hat and my uniform and go. And I'll eat in the car on the way. I'm not saving any time for anything.
How long are you non-communicado in the morning?
Oh, it's usually at least 10, 15 minutes where I just can't focus. It's getting better though.
Good.
Yeah. But I mean, no, I'm a bad waker upper. It just takes me a long time.
Yeah.
Then once I'm awake, then I'm like this all day.
Yeah. Yeah, we know.
Yes, we have noticed that.
And at night, it's all of a sudden just shuts off and I fall asleep.
Tomorrow's going to be a weird day for me. I am so excited for opening day. Really excited to broadcast with my friend Kevin Wheeler from noon to 1:30 from the Ballpark Village. But it's the day my mom fell.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's right.
that
Because we were
is.
at
Kegs and Eggs last year.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
I know.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. This really hit me. Like, I knew that, but there are just times when you're grieving that something will hit or you'll see a commercial.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's right.
And that really just set in motion a
It did.
really rough couple era for you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The roughest. Yes. Let me tell you guys about my good friends at Triton Exteriors. If you, everyone has exteriors. If you own your own home or you own a business, you have exteriors, and the same way that I have my wind, tree falling on my house, anxiety, it really happens during this last storm we had on 314 day. There are hundreds of houses that were somewhere between affected and demolished by trees and the wind and so forth. I didn't know this, but the owner let me know that if you had James Hardy smart siding, that you would not have lost any of that, even during those like super crazy 70-mile-an-hour winds. So they can do preventative stuff for you. They can also repair roofs. They can put a new roof on. Before you call the insurance company, call Triton, because there are some ways that even if you don't end up putting a claim, that if an insurance adjuster gets up on your roof, they can cause your insurance to go up. We'll get up there on the roof with your insurance adjuster, and if they say no, we will appeal for you, so we know how the game works. Call 314-717-1159 or triton-stl.com.
It's almost time for baseball's return to St. Louis. Get ready to watch your Cardinals take the field at Busch Stadium. From home runs and fireworks to historic plays and rising stars, there's no better way to catch Cardinals baseball than with thousands of friends, old and new, in the sea of red. Grab your tickets now to join the fun in Cardinals Nation. Visit Cardinals.com for tickets and info. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
There's no better way to enjoy America's favorite pastime than cheering on the Cardinals with your family at Busch Stadium. From the thrill of watching the game to the kid-friendly activities, food, and fun, the ballpark has it all. Make magical memories as you cheer together for every home run, double play, and Cards win. Your family summer tradition starts here at Busch Stadium. Grab your tickets today at Cardinals.com. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit ConsumerCellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
When you've been hurt in an accident, you need a law firm that wins. Onder wins. For over 100 years, Onder Law has been winning for St. Louis. With over $5 billion in negotiated settlements and over $300 million in verdicts, Onder wins. Voted best law firm by STL Today 2 years in a row, Onder wins. Whether it's settlements, verdicts, or awards, Onder wins. If you've been hurt in a car accident, trucking accident, or hurt on the job, Onder Law will get you the money you deserve. At Onder Law, winning is what we do. So when the stakes are high, Onder wins. Call us today for a free consultation. We don't get paid unless we win for you. Dial 314 or 6189-million. That's 314 or 6189, then all zeros. Or visit us online at onderwins.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we still got this crash in Maryland Heights on southbound 270 right at Dorset. The two left lanes are still shut down. South 270 is jammed south of 70 to that point. Then it's still backed up south of Page. Slow all the way down through Doherty Ferry. North 270, Doherty Ferry up to Ladue is busy. They cleared that crash westbound 64 west of 270, but as you leave the city, you're still on the brakes from Kings Highway, headed out through by Clayton Skinker. It's slow to Big Bend, and it still jams from McKnight all the way to about Ballast before it opens up, and then it's just slow west of Lake St. Louis Boulevard. They cleared that crash westbound 364 before Bryan Road. Traffic still a little slow at K, but not jammed. Southbound 170 slow at Olive. North 170 bogs down at Ladue. We have a crash with injuries. Emergency crews responding just south of Page, and they cleared that truck fire south 55 south of Butler Hill. It's still slow there, and of course from Arsenal through Bates. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 4 o'clock, we've got sunshine and 64 degrees downtown at the Arch. Governor Kehoe officially signed the bill into law that takes local control from the St. Louis Police Department.
In Missouri, we want it easier to be a cop than a criminal.
Governor Kehoe thanked the St. Louis Police Department and Chief Tracy and says nothing will change except they'll have some more tools at their disposal.
We will have 30 days to appoint a transition director after the bill signing today, and then I believe it's 90 days to assemble that 5-person board and the 6th ex-officio member that will be on there. Obviously, the mayor will be one of those 5.
Kehoe points out that the crime bill contains 24 other provisions aside from the city police portion. He'll do a ceremonial signing tomorrow in St. Louis. Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
St. Louis police officer Nathan Spees is released from Barnes Jewish Hospital with the police escort, driven off in his own squad car. Chief Robert Tracy tells KMOX Spees has shown incredible resilience in his recovery.
I spoke with him this morning. As best as anyone's morale or mindset could be, he says he's going to fight. He's going to make sure he gets better. And just to see that, I believe him. I believe him because he's done it before, and you can see it in his face.
Spees was previously shot in the line of duty years ago. He was taken to an undisclosed location where he'll continue his recovery. He underwent 3 surgeries during less than 2 weeks in the hospital. His leg is partially amputated. We're hearing from the reporter who was inadvertently included on the text chain where national security officials were discussing the upcoming strike on Houthi rebels in Yemen.
The editor-in-chief of The Atlantic magazine, Jeffrey Goldberg, tells CBS's Ed O'Keefe he still has a hard time believing he was added to the conversation about such a sensitive issue.
I was astonished, shocked, appalled.
Goldberg says it's hard to understand why the discussion took place on a commercial messaging app.
It's unbelievable to me that the senior-most officials in the United States don't know how to handle classified or sensitive information.
Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
Some good news about the avian bird flu. The suspension on poultry and waterfowl auctions, shows, and swap meets has been lifted.
So does this mean bird flu has been eliminated? No. State veterinarian and director of animal health for the Missouri Ag Department, Dr. Steve Struberg.
Unfortunately, the disease is not eliminated. It's assumed and even proven that a lot of our migrating waterfowl and other wild birds occasionally have detections of the high path avian influenza virus. Since it is still in our environment, some domestic flocks or all domestic flocks are somewhat at risk.
Struberg says flock owners are being encouraged to practice good biosecurity, which includes reducing exposure to wild birds, especially waterfowl. Maria Kina, KMOX News.
The KMOX Business Desk consultants have run the numbers, say you'll be paying thousands more for a new vehicle because of tariffs. KMOX business analyst Jerome Katz says even without a threatened 25% tariff across North America, it is likely that sticker prices will rise.
What will still happen is we'll probably see a $2,000 increase in the price of cars, even those moving between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada without additional tariffs, just because the countries still have tariffs on imported aluminum, steel, and products from places like China.
If the 25% tariffs go into effect, the price of cars alone could go up by $4,000 to $10,000. Trucks and EVs would see even bigger price hikes. The analysis comes from the Anderson Economic Group based in East Lansing, Michigan, and Chicago. The Dow from Stifel today closed down 132 points to 42,454.
All about sunshine going through our Wednesday afternoon. 66 should do it for the high. Tonight, clouds slowly take over, but the evening is just fine. 45 for the overnight low, evening temperatures dropping out of the 60s. On Thursday, opening day, partly sunny, breezy, but unsettled skies with scattered showers and a couple of thunder showers here and there. 72, a pop to 80 on Friday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sunshine and 64 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on 104.1 FM KMOX. So, as you know, because we've been shoving it down your throat all week, we are now on FM, which essentially probably doubles our listenership. So I got together with the guys about 2 weeks ago and let them know what was going on and said, we need to up our game. We need to add more benchmarks and more weekly guests and just basically try harder, which everyone needs to do in their life, in their professional life. And so to that end, we have added a new weekly guest. Her name is Lindsay Mastis, and she joined us now. Lindsay, it's a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And you are, I'm just going to call you an expert. I don't know if you call yourself one or not, but an expert on AI, which we are fascinated by, especially Rachel Zimmerman is always doing AI stories. So we're glad to have you aboard and part of the team. Thanks. And you're a St. Louis girl, right? Let me guess. Lindbergh. That's exactly what I was going to say.
You had it written down.
I was going Kirkwood.
Oh, okay.
I was going Kirkwood. Yeah.
So I'm in Washington, D.C. today.
How did you get into this discipline?
So you know what? This goes back to like middle school. In
Nice.
fact, Mr. Reinecker, if he's listening right now, I think he just retired like a year ago. He taught social studies, and he had asked the class about, only about World War II and about whether the Holocaust could happen again. And the kids are like, no, it couldn't. And I was like, actually, there's a war going on right now in Albania, and I'm part Albanian. I'm mostly Greek. And so I had this binder I was keeping, brought it to school with me the next day to show the kids like, hey, this stuff's still going on. And I just wanted to be like, see, I told you so. Instead, they looked at this, I heard gasps, and they turned around and said, what can we do to help? And I didn't really know, but I knew in that moment that if I could just inform people about what's going on, then the right people could step up and make the world a better place.
Jeez, when I was in 5th grade, I was trying not to pick my nose. You are very impressive. My gosh.
I didn't expect that question right off the bat. I'm like, oh, this is kind of heavy.
No, it's interesting. And so what do you do for a living now? Like what is your job and how is it tied to AI?
Yeah, so I have spent 20 years in traditional broadcast news. And over the last few years, I have made artificial intelligence and emerging technology like my official beat.
Yeah.
And I've always brought technology to any newsroom that I've worked in. I even went to Iraq at one point and trained like 100 journalists in digital journalism and social media. So I've had a passion for this. And come January, as it happens in TV news, everything's contract based. My contract was coming up and I'm like, I really want to do this full time. And there's not a lot of places that are like, yes, do this full time. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to hire myself and I'm going to do AI in tech and I'm going to really focus on it. So I've got my YouTube channel and I also am doing like some consulting work and talking to different companies about AI and then also doing like big speeches.
Nice.
So that'll be coming as well. But yeah, I was like, how do I do this full time? Well, I'll just hire me.
Good for you. I did that once, but I didn't end up firing me. So yeah, I did not live up to the hype. I'm a good interviewer, but that was it. So AI, as far as I know, probably goes back much farther, but goes back as long as I go back. I'm 60 years old now, and I remember as a kid, Space Odyssey, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and HAL 5000, and Star Trek, and all these sorts of things. But when Lindsay, did it get real? Like, how many years has it been since we're like, oh, wait a second, this science fiction stuff is actually happening?
Right. Well, so I think for a lot of people, it really came to life when ChatGPT was launched. And that's something that in the AI space, experts and people that live and breathe this and have been living and breathing this for decades, they all talk about that being the pivotal moment. I mean, I remember over 10 years, no, was it 15 years ago? I was doing stories on augmented reality. I was excited about it. I had a really hard time getting everyone else as excited about it as I was. So there was really this shift over the past couple of years. And I really believe that the reason is because ChatGPT and what OpenAI did was make it accessible to the masses and make it in such a way that we're not as intimidated as we have been with everything else. We don't have to be a tech expert to use it. We can just log on, ask it a question, and then go from there.
Yeah, I am not very techie at all. And about a month ago, I played with ChatGPT for the first time. And interestingly, I asked it very serious personal life questions. And I was beyond impressed. I was creeped out. I've been in therapy for 20 years, and this did as much for me as therapy. I mean, whoever or whatever this intelligence is beyond impressive, very spooky to me personally.
And it's getting so much better. It's memorizing things now that it didn't, memorize in the past. So you're able to go back and ask it questions and kind of pick up where you left off in some respects. So it can really get to know you. I love the prompts that people do, like these little challenges with ChatGPT, or you can do it with other LLMs too. That's ChatGPT is like the big one, but there's Perplexity, there's Gemini, there's so many different companies. But you can ask it things like, "Tell me something about myself that I don't know about myself." Or tell me something that I'm capable of that I don't realize I'm capable of. And if you've had an extended relationship with your AI, then it might come back with something that really surprises you and tells you a little bit something about yourself, almost like a best friend could probably do, but your best friend's probably maybe afraid to tell you. You haven't asked your best friend, that kind of thing. It'll let you know. And I do find that I find it refreshing.
So I'm going to ask you a very selfish question. I have a 20-year-old daughter who's a sophomore at KU, trying to decide what she wants to do. Law school is her default, but the other day on Drudge, I saw like AI replacing lawyers, ? So I am, as a good father, worried about her and her career choices. If it were your daughter or your niece or something, what advice would you give to a young person who really doesn't know what's going to be left?
Oh, it's so hard for young people right now. And there's a backlash too. I've heard from so many young people that don't like it at all. And I think it's because they haven't had a chance to do things for themselves yet. So what I tell everyone is approach it as a tool. I have so many different hobbies and things that I do, and I don't want it to replace the things I love. I want it to replace the things I don't like doing, dishes, laundry, that kind of thing. So when it comes to a profession, every job has like tedious, mundane work that we don't like doing. Find a way to have AI do those things for you so that you can do the part of your work that you really love. And even if AI is replacing a lot of human aspects, it's never going to replace us entirely. And people will end up paying top dollar for that human element. So you might be able to do, AI, oh, AI is your lawyer now, but to have a human in the room say, "Hey, I've got your back," that's a different feeling. And that's something that people might even pay more for. So I'd say don't be too afraid of it right now. But if the thing that you're trying to get into is going to be completely wiped out by AI and you just see that writing on the wall, then you're going to want to kind of think about what to do. I went through that in my career. My whole background for college, at least, was in newspapers. I thought I was going to be like a black and white photographer and I'd be behind the camera. And by the time I graduated, well, first of all, I fell in love with the TV side of things. So that kind of naturally I went in that direction. But a lot of the kids that I ended up graduating with who went the newspaper route in the kind of like mid 2000 to 2010s, newspapers were laying off staffs. A lot of them were closing. A lot of the people that I went to school with found themselves either getting laid off multiple times or without a job entirely. So these things happen, through the course of time anyway. So if you see that writing on the wall, you're going to want to build your skill set. But if there's something you're really passionate about and you love doing, then find a way to make AI that tool so it's working for you.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking to Lindsay Mastis. She is our new AI expert. She'll be on once a week. So if you guys want to send us questions or comments or observations on the stream or on email, we can shoot them to Lindsay. Rach, this is your opportunity.
Hey, Lindsay, it's great to talk to you. I'm wondering which one of the large language models is your favorite? Or if someone's just getting started, they've never played with a Perplexity or with a Chat GPT, what would you suggest that someone download?
Oh my gosh. You know what? everything is so different, like for what you want to do. I've heard from a lot of people. So I don't want to say like, oh, you have to use this one because this is the one that I use. I don't want to make like a blanket recommendation. For me personally, I gravitated toward OpenAI. That's what was making headlines. And me being a news person, I gravitated toward the headlines. But a lot of people in the academic world, I've noticed, have really gravitated toward like Perplexity. For people who maybe they work for a company that is paying for the Microsoft Copilot system, that might be a better move because it can do things for like your email. It can go through your email. It can sort things out for you in a way that maybe other companies aren't able to do just yet. So I would say like test it out a little bit. If like you're interested in getting into it, test it out. Test all of them out. See which one resonates the most with you. And then also see what's going to work for you. If you want to use it like in a work setting, your employer might have some restrictions that you want to keep in mind. If you're doing it on a personal setting or for a specific maybe side hustle or hobby, you're going to want to find something that just works for you, that you're like, hey, this makes sense to me. I feel good about it. And of course, you can do all that background research too on like, do you trust where your information's going? Because that's the big thing people tell me about. They're really worried about the information that they're putting into it. And they should be. We live in this crazy world right now where we don't know what's going to end up getting hacked down the line, that kind of thing. So I would always say, you know, there was that saying like growing up, I don't know if the kids today still say it, but never write anything down you wouldn't want somebody to read. Never say something you wouldn't want somebody to hear. You can kind of take that approach with these AIs as well. But, you know, it's just really getting started. And if you feel comfortable and you feel good about it and it's doing something for you, you know, then you have to go with your gut.
Kev?
Yeah, I was curious, Lindsay, when you mentioned that some of the younger people were not a fan, I'm guessing of the specific idea of jobs being taken or tasks being done that they don't get to do. Because I know one of the big challenges now is getting kids of a certain age to do their own work rather than leaning on AI to kind of do the bulk of it. And maybe they change it a little bit so they don't get caught. Is there a balance in that, or are they just two separate priorities?
You know, I'd have to talk to a lot of kids to find out what's going through their minds when they have AI do the work for them when they're not supposed to. But it's probably like us. You know, if there's something we really don't want to do to begin with, then we're going to look for that easy way out. But for a lot of kids, the things that I'm hearing from, I've interviewed some kids, but I also hear a lot from like their parents and teachers. And it's that they just haven't had a chance to do it themselves yet. It's kind of like, let me try. I don't want AI to do it for me. I'm working on a bigger story right now. It might end up being a mini documentary about, is AI ruining music? And I went to the largest music conference in the United States. It's called NAMM. And I interviewed a lot of different people about it. And there were some young people that are singers and guitarists. And they did not at all like censor their words. They hate it. They don't want to see it replacing something that they haven't even gotten a chance to really fully do.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand, you know, coming from that viewpoint, you know, when you're young and you're just kind of getting started, and it's like you want to do everything yourself. I think about my own dad. He, you know, he's a general contractor, and he took me to an apartment that we had to paint one time. And you know, I'm so excited to paint. It looks so fun on TV, right? I want to get that paintbrush out. I want to paint this whole room. And he's showing me how to do it. And he's using the roller brush in some places, a regular paintbrush. And I'm standing there fuming because I'm like, he's going to have this whole thing painted. I won't even get a chance to do it. Well, finally, I dipped my brush into that paint canister and my arm started to get tired immediately with every single paint stroke I did. And I'm like, actually, this is awful. And maybe it would have been good for my dad to paint most of the room because I'm exhausted now and I would rather not do this. But standing there, not having done it yet, I was so excited to try it out for myself.
That was mowing the lawn for me.
Really?
Oh, I begged my dad, please let me mow the lawn. And he was smart.
Yeah,
he made me wait a couple summers.
He's like, okay, kid, here you go.
And like Lindsay, I'd been doing it for 30 seconds. I'm like, this blows.
Well, Lindsay, like those little vacuums they have for the little kids that pretending to vacuum.
Poppers.
They have them with a vacuum.
Yeah, they're indoctrinating us early. Well, I can help you out, Lindsay. If you need to know why college kids are cheating, I know a little blonde girl at KU that can help you figure that one out pretty quickly. So how do people find you if they want to use you as a consultant or just to consume your content?
Sure. So there's two main ways. One is my YouTube channel. That's where I'm putting up all my AI stories. In fact, if you're watching like on your Facebook page where you can actually see us, I put this QR code up. So all you have to do is scan it. You can see my name. It sounds like it's hard to pronounce or to spell, but it's very easy. It's Lindsay with an E, Lindsey. My last name, Mastis, it's phonetic. It's Mastis. Sounds hard, but it's really easy. So just Lindsay Mastis on YouTube and lindsaymastis.com. And you can find me on all the social channels with my name as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Lindsay. Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Traffic from the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
Well, they cleared the crash on southbound 270 at Dorset. This traffic reports the service of McKelvey Homes, but traffic's still slow from Highway 70. It's backed up south of Page Ladue, but it remains busy all the way down through Manchester, and then again approaching 44 to Tesson Ferry, so a long haul going south this afternoon. The 170's backed up both ways from 64 up through Olive. There's a crash northbound south of Page that's keeping that side bumper to bumper. Westbound 64, Boyle out to McCausland's on the brakes. Hanley through McKnight, Lindbergh out to Ballast, slow stuff, Clarkson to Topgolf. And then 364 to 70 is pretty busy. If you're on a westbound 44 from Grand all the way out through Southwest is slow. Then it's just a little busy at Elm. Southbound 55 backs up from approaching Arsenal all the way down through Bates. South of M to south of Z is pretty busy in Jefferson County. Eastbound 44 and 64 both on the brakes around Jefferson. Across the Poplar, it's backed up both ways on the Illinois side through 3rd Street. Westbound 44 jams at the Musial Veterans Bridge, and the Musial Veterans Bridge is jammed eastbound over to 64. I'm Roger Brand at the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan at McKelvey Homes. Have you always wished for a brand new home in an established neighborhood? Select one of our move-in ready custom homes throughout St. Louis, or we will build on your lot. Visit McKelveyhomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
So most of the things that I sell to you, and let's just call it what it is, that's what I'm doing, the live endorsements, we're all trying to sell you a product or service, are things that most people can use most of the time. Then I have a few of my live clients like Dr. Corey Solman that most people can't use them most of the time. But when you need them, it's really important. Very few of you are going to be like, oh my God, if I don't get a Capital Grille steak, I don't know what I'm going to do. But if your little 12-year-old soccer player goes down in tears and has torn an ACL or an MCL, or if your elderly loved one, like what happened with my mom on opening day, takes a fall and breaks a hip, then it's everything in the world to you. If you trust me at all, trust that all the doctors I know have great respect for Dr. Corey Solman, orthopedic surgeon. He's at Midwest Orthopedic and Spine Specialist now out in Chesterfield. He is a great guy. You're going to like him. You're going to feel comfortable with him. He has a great bedside manner for kids and elderly people so that he can take something difficult and scary and complicated like a knee replacement and he can make it okay. He's not going to powder sugar it for you. He's going to make sure you know what the rehab's going to be like and what's going to happen in the OR, but he's going to make it palatable so that you can get through it. He's there for you after the surgeries, and he'll help you to avoid surgery if at all possible. He's not a cutter where, well, I'm going to make an extra X thousands of dollars if I do surgery as opposed to rehab or physical therapy. So I can't say enough good things about Corey. 636-231-5881 or SolmanOrthopedics.com.
If you owe the IRS. You have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Are you a small business owner who needs immediate cash flow? At Swish Funding, we have flexible funding options from $25,000 to $2 million. For the best rates and terms for your business, just one application to Swish Funding gives you access to our entire network of funders, with cash in your account in as little as 24 hours. To qualify, you must be in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000. Apply at swishradio.com and use code RADIO. Swishradio.com, code RADIO.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
All right, guys, if you're not feeling right, you know what I mean by feeling right. That doesn't mean that you never feel good, but you don't feel consistently the way that you want. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com and see what they have to offer at Game Day Men's Health. I have high energy levels and all that, but doesn't mean you're always feeling the same way. And that's what it's all about. So I went in, I had my consultation done. They did my blood work, figure out what would help me the most of all the things they offer. And they offer everything. Testosterone replacement therapy, which wound up being my option. They do medical weight loss, ED treatments, peptides, all kinds of great things that can help get you where you want to be. But you can't get there if you don't go. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com and check it out, because everything's overseen by board-certified physicians. The staff are all trained experts. This is what they do professionally every single day, and it's such a good environment. You walk in, there are couches to the side, usually got the Gas House Gang or the Redbird Rush on the TV, snacks, drinks, the whole deal. Very cool, relaxed place. Get things taken care of so you can get where you want to be. You've got locations in Chesterfield, O'Fallon, Missouri, and Glen Carbon, Illinois. And also remember, one price, upfront, explained, and that's it. They don't have to add anything on. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com so you can get back to the top of your game with Game Day Men's Health.
St. Louis Composting presents The Sounds of Spring.
Swing it along, and there it is, baby. The Cardinals take the lead as Albert Pujols comes through in the pit.
Obviously, the fans are the best fans in baseball. I got caught up so much into, the fans and the celebration, and everything that's going on with the Hall of Fame.
It wouldn't be opening day without a special tradition unlike any other. Please welcome the majestic hometown Budweiser Clydesdale.
Might leave the park. He did it. A grand slam, and it's 4-0. And the pitch on the way. There she goes. Way back. It might be. It could be. It is a home run.
Enjoy your outdoor space this spring with vegetable gardens and fresh landscaping. With St. Louis Composting, order online for delivery or pick up premium soil, compost, and mulch at any of our 9 locations. St. Louis Composting, growing gardens, making memories.
Quick little 1-minute segment here. Wheels, how crazy is this stuff about Mookie Betts?
Man, for those that haven't seen it, man, he got sick, I believe, during their trip to Japan. It might have been just before, but on the way there, right. And he got down to like 157 pounds, and for weeks hasn't been able to keep anything down. It sounds like he's getting back to normal. He's supposed to play on opening day tomorrow, but that's crazy. Right? 157 pounds.
Yeah.
That's like a freshman in high school.
I heard him interviewed yesterday. He said that when it started, he weighed 180.
Yeah.
And he now weighs 150.
Yeah.
And that he hasn't been able to eat solid food for 20 days.
Yeah. That's rough, man.
That is nuts.
Yeah. And for an athlete, man, that weight matters. And I wonder how much of a challenge it's going to be for him with the season starting to put it all back on and then keep it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell you guys about Financial and Tax Architects and what they're doing with Retirement Planning 101. It is a perfect situation if you're like me and you find one-on-ones to be awkward or intimidating and you'd rather be an anonymous face in the crowd. There'll be a dozen or two other people there along with you during this 3-hour seminar. There's going to be a fiduciary from Financial and Tax who has decades of experience in pretty much everything retirement. So you're going to have a different set of priorities than the people sitting at the table next to you, right? You may have saved $500,000 and they may have saved $5 million, or reverse that. You may be planning on working until you're 70 like I am. You may be looking to retire at 62. Whatever your situation is, I promise you, they're going to give you so much information that you're absolutely going to use for your retirement. Costs you nothing. It's not a setup. It's not a bait and switch. It's not a timeshare sort of gotcha thing. All we're going to do is teach you and then let you go. 314-350-8110 is the number you call to make a reservation. 350-8110 for financial and tax. 314-350-8110.
At 4:30, this news update is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. Sunshine and 64 downtown at the Arch. While preparing to sign the crime bill into law that has the state taking control of the St. Louis Police Department, Governor Kehoe says he's been asked what he knows about policing.
My father, who I never met, but before I met him, he was a cop. His beat partner was Dave Sinclair, the guy who raised me. My uncle Jake was chief of police of St. Louis City. His son Steve, my cousin Steve, was a city policeman. My godfather, Joe Murphy, is a city policeman. Dave's dad, Grandpa John, we called him, was a city detective. They called him Big Red. So my family and my upbringing has been surrounded by St. Louis City policemen, and that's the only family I knew growing up.
President Trump has just announced 25% tariffs on all cars that are not made in the United States. Let's listen in.
Can you assure Americans then that this will not cause a long-term increase in prices?
Well, look, I think we're going to have a market the likes of which nobody's ever seen before, not in this country. You know, we had the best market ever in my first term. It was the strongest market ever, the best economy ever. And I think I think this blows it away. But this is something that people have wanted to do, presidents have wanted to do for a long time. A lot of them didn't understand it. It wasn't a priority for them. But foreign countries understood it very well. And they've really ripped us off at levels that nobody's seen before. But that's not going to happen.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now with Stifel's Scott Link.
Good afternoon, Michael. A rise in durable good orders and renewed concerns around tariffs and inflation sent markets lower today, with the Dow Jones falling 132 points to 42,454. The S&P 500 was off 64 points to 5,712. The Nasdaq fell 372 to 17,899, and the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was off 4 to 1,513. For stocks of local interest, a couple bright spots today were Centene up $1.60 to $60.54, and Charter Communication rose $9.77 to $384.77, and the leading decline for Bayer down 22 cents to $6.12. Esco Technologies fell $4.35 to $160.38. Finally, Stifel Financial was down $2.79 to $99.09. This has been Scott Link, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
Clouds tonight, low 45. For tomorrow, mild temperatures, but some scattered showers. High temperature 72. Right now, sun and 64 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Traffic from the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
This traffic report's a service of the Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. We have backed up traffic both directions on 170 between a point just south of Page and 64. We had a recently cleared northbound crash. Both directions of 270 between Doherty Ferry and Ladue are slow, but south 270, the delays actually begin north at Orset. A solid jam from Page to Ladue, and then from 44 down to Tesson Ferry, it's continued slow southbound as well. Westbound 64, Loyal out to McCausland's jammed. 170 all the way to Ballast slow. Timberlake to Topgolf. A couple of spots from 94 to Winghaven and 364 to 70, so very busy. Westbound 70 Kings Highway through Jennings Station, a little slow at the west end of the airport. 270 to the Blanchette, 94 to Zumbel, and west of Mid-Rivers, almost all the way to Bryan Road. Westbound 44 backs up from Grand, or at least heavy from Grand, all the way to Southwest. Eastbound 44 and 64 both backed up east of Grand to the Jefferson area going to the Poplar Street Bridge. Eastbound 70 jammed on the Musial Veterans Bridge over to 64. Southbound 55, bumper to bumper, Arsenal to Bates, and there's heavy pockets from Highway M all the way down to McNutt after that. I'm Roger Brand at the michaelsflooringoutlet.com Traffic Center.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
It is opening day eve for the Cardinals, and things are happening at Busch Stadium. Both the Cardinals and Twins will match up tomorrow. Held a workout today after the Cardinals were completely off yesterday, and it gets real tomorrow as the Cardinals and Twins are going to match up against each other. A 3:15 first pitch. Of course, we'll have the broadcast for you right here in tomorrow's game. Sonny Gray is going to make the start for the Cardinals. Last year, good season, 13-9, 3.84